There's a guy on Twitter, I guess named Joe Cronin.
He's got a cool way of talking in the microphone. You suck Joe Cronin's dick, fucking faggot.
And a few other people went to this event, and multiple people texted me.
Listening to the Joe Cronin Show.
Don't forget to like, comment, and body slam that subscribe button.
This is the epic voice guy, and I can honestly say, Joe Cronin is god awful, that is. You guys seriously listen to this guy? And now it's time for the Joe Cronin Show.
And he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone.
Wowie wow. What's up, wrestling fans? I don't know how you're still alive right now. If you're actually awake, you're probably looking forward to the football game or something. You probably tapped out a long time ago. This was simply one of the worst Monday Night Raws of all time. Last week was kind of fun, though. Last week was so bad. Last week was so bad it was kind of funny and fun in a way. Like, it was so crappy, it was funny. Like, this wasn't funny tonight. This was sleep. This was like torture or sleep. I don't know which one I want to choose, torture or sleep, but those are the two words that I want to roll with tonight. Now, I'm just getting a couple of my screens up here real quick, so bear with me while I do that. Leah says she had a better time at the hospital. It was fucking terrible tonight. What's up? I got Jesse and Jake here, and I got a bunch of shit to talk about. Not really. I don't actually have a lot to talk about. I feel like there's really not a lot to talk about. We're going to take phone calls tonight. I do want to tell you about my new T-shirt. Tonight, available right now on my Teespring website. You can find it on joecroninshow.net or on my Teespring website, teespring.com. Look for Joe Cronin Show. And I'm going to put the link up in a few minutes. It's also linked on Patreon if you're a patron. It is the new, get it now, Raw-Tarded T-shirt. You're going to love the Raw-Tarded T-shirt. We've already sold a bunch of these tonight. I just released them. I think everybody's going to wear their Raw-Tarded shirts. Too bad we didn't make Raw-Tarded for All In. A lot of people could have worn their Raw-Tarded shirts to All In. It is the new shirt that's available right now. I can't wait to get mine. I know I ordered a couple. It's going to be a lot of fun. Raw-Tarded.
That's going to be a bestseller right there.
That's maybe my favorite shirt I've ever thought of. You know what happened is I was doing my review I was doing like a follow-up to last week's Raw, and at the end I called it retarded, and I was kind of like, yeah, it's kind of mean, you know, shouldn't say that about Raw, you know, about fucking people, and then I said, you know what, it's not, it's Raw-Tarded, and then I said, you know what, I'd wear that shirt, and then I said, you know what, I'm gonna make that shirt, and so I did, and so the Raw-Tarded shirt selling off the Teespring shelves right now as we speak. So, what did you think, Jake?
Yeah, tonight was torture. I mean, they contradict themselves like multiple times throughout the show. They want you to believe one thing, and I hate how everything has to resort to police interference. Like, oh, somebody's going to get arrested, and I know you not so much, but with me, I like it when things make sense. And when they if you start to get arrested, they start to read you the Miranda rights. A civilian doesn't get to say, hold on a second, hold on. You know, I want to hear what he has. No, you're getting arrested. It doesn't just stop because you decide to stop it. You can't, you know, like, just things like that. You know, Seth starts to have Baron Corbin arrested, and he's like, hold on. Yeah, he decided not to press charge, but it would have to. He already would have pressed charges to get him arrested. Like, shit like that. The Shield's going to be arrested with their axe handles in hand. It's just, it's corny. It's cringeworthy.
Oh,
it's
God.
childish, and it's just
It's
torturous.
corny, it's cringeworthy, it's childish. Jake, it's retarded. Raw-tarded.
Absolutely raw-tarded.
Get the new raw-tarded shirt right now and wear this baby, because that's what this show was tonight. Raw-tarded. You are raw-tarded. Why is Kevin Owens helping Braun Strowman? Last week we flipped out about it. A week later, it's still the same thing. We thought maybe there'd be an explanation. There is none. Why is Lio Rush trying to masturbate with Mumbles in a gym? You know, I mean, I think we know why he's there now. So that's going to be we have Spud, Rockstar Spud walking down the ring. I mean, I don't know, man.
And they're no longer the Authors of Pain. It's just AOP.
They're
AOP. They had to
AOP.
shorten that up.
Why aren't they Authors of Pain? Because the word
Ridiculous.
pain is in it? Like, I mean, Authors of Pain sounds strangely kind of scary and creative the way they did it. And now they're just AOP.
Well, it's supposed to be threatening and menacing, but
Legion of Doom. Legion of Doom was LOD, but they were still Legion of Doom.
Yeah. I mean, it was okay to call them AOP, but you knew them as the Authors of Pain. No, they took that out. It's just AOP.
What the hell
It's baffling.
What is AOP going to mean now if it's just AOP? Like, I don't understand it.
It's just letters.
Next time, bring the whole axe instead of just the axe handles, by the way.
That's what I was saying. Like, what an odd choice of weapon to choose. And I was trying to think, like, justification as to why they would want that. And I'm like, maybe because they want kids not to be able to mimic it as easy as maybe a baseball bat as a weapon. Like, I was trying to think from, a creative standpoint.
They actually said axe handles.
Oh, so we'll have kids doing Superman punches and knocking each other the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, but they're trying to stray away from, like, everyday common weapons. The chairs are still, like, less common than they were, but that's why they don't use weapons very often. They had said in one of, like, the legal podcasts forever and a day ago. So I was trying to figure out, like, maybe they don't want them using baseball bats, but there could have been. Why didn't they have nightsticks? They're supposed to be like, the Hounds of Justice. They're kind
why
of like
not
a
have
SWAT
nightsticks? That would make sense.
Yeah.
Well, let's check quickly. I know everybody's thinking about football tonight. Obviously, you can tell by our viewership is a little bit lower because football's on tonight. And I guarantee if you watch Raw, you might have passed out. So let's just quickly check on the football game. Let's see what's going on. Oh, the New York Jets beat Raw 48-17. I don't know. But no, it's just stupid, dude. It's horrible. It is raw-tarded. Oh, shit, here we go.
This is what it's like to watch Monday night. Oh, what the hell am I staring at? What the fuck? Oh, Vince McMahon, you're killing me. Vince McMahon, this wrestling give me a disease. Oh, Monday Night Raw sucks. Oh, Smackdown Live also sucks. And if they call someone up from NXT, I know they're gonna get really bad quickly. Oh, I wanna die. Wrestling die. I wanna die.
I wanna fucking die.
Every Monday night.
Dyke.
I've been a WWE fan for over 20 plus years since I was 3 years old watching WWF Monday Night Raw with my dad in the living room. I'm now giving on this product until they get their shit together.
There is no product either right now. John Wills, man, thank you for the $15 anti-WWE Raw new donation. The $15 donation, man. John Wills, what's up, bro? Thank you for starting me off tonight with that awesome donation. It's the new Super Chat, $15. It's also a $26 Twitch alert. If you guys want to donate tonight, the link is down below in the description box. Keep my ass awake because this show certainly did not keep me awake. People are like, I can't wait till you rant and tear this apart. I'm too tired to rant and tear this apart. I would, like, if you told me that hey, guess what? Raw's coming on again. I would drive down to the Carolinas and stand outside and hope that the hurricane kills me because this.
Dude, look at that picture Jake put in the chat, man. That fucking looks like a house show.
Yeah, it's worse than a house show. Mr. Cueball
yep.
sent that to me on Twitter, and it is just so telling. There was. I went to the fair yesterday to see, Big Bacon himself, and Brad put on a hell of a performance. But there was more thought in the storylines that they had with the Kingdom and stuff on that show, than anything that happened on Raw. And there was probably more people in attendance. It felt like.
Well, I mean, guys, WWE's doing great. They're making all this money. It's great. Oh, the seats aren't sold out though, and there's big piles of empty seats every week. Nobody wants to go to this.
The driving point.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't just a small area either. I mean, that's the entire hard camera side. Everything else is taped off, and those are just empty. I mean, that's bad. That's. I mean, we knew it was, but usually you see that more so on SmackDown than other shows. But Raw is just getting worse and worse. They can't give these tickets away enough because they had handed out. I think somebody said like 25% of the seats there already that people did show up were handed out.
Awful. That's so sad, man.
And it's not a huge arena either.
Yeah, the back seats were just, the whole right side was blacked out, and then the left side was a lot of blacked out and then empty red. Where were they tonight? New Orleans?
Yeah, they're at the Smoothie King Center, and capacity for that, I mean, for the whole arena is like 17,000. But I think for the wrestling, the way it's set up is somewhere like 10,000. And 25% of that, so almost 3,000 tickets roughly, were given away. Come on.
Ugh.
Giving away prizes, stuff like that. But
that is
and yet again,
pathetic.
the legends have to carry the show. They had Triple H this week and Mick Foley on as well, which I really didn't care for his segment with Elias personally. It's always good to see Mick, but that whole thing just was very perplexing. Now, next week, The Undertaker's coming back again. So we're going to see them every week until, the Super Showdown in Australia.
Yeah, it was horrible tonight. I'm trying to think. Number one, I always like to start with the wrestling. Nikki Bella's match was certainly better than last week, I think, but it was just okay. Like, all right, good little match, I guess.
It wasn't great, but it was a step up from their tag match the week before. Brie feels like the one trailing behind still. She always felt like she was the shadow, but like it was bad last week with her failed, springboard dives and suicide dives and those monstrosities. So yeah, her and Ruby Riott, Nikki Bella and Ruby Riott, they put on a decent match, for the opening. But honestly, to me, the highlight of the night for match-wise was Ronda Rousey in the tag match yet again. And it's not anything brand new.
Too terrible, but it wasn't even that great. Yeah.
It's nothing we haven't seen before, but it was still fun to watch.
Yeah, a lot of people are telling me Roman Reigns is injured. He's not injured. I don't believe. I haven't heard anything about him being injured.
Except in the career.
Yeah, I mean he sucks, but I believe Roman Reigns is not injured. I don't know why.
I just hope that they put his career in one of those fancy packages they do before like pay-per-views, because then it'll look really good. Yeah. Like one of those the video packages they do. It makes everything look great, and then when you actually watch the Raw that they got the shit from, it's like none of it's just zero fucking action. The crowd's dead, everything's shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dude, did you hear how silent the crowd was at the end with Braun and Roman? They were just like, kill us.
The only thing they reacted to is when he said that he was going to harm Mick Foley. When he said that he was going to injure Mick, that's when the crowd reacted a little bit. But it's sad. Braun was so over. He was so over. Yet again, they had somebody that was pretty much white hot. The crowd loved them. They could do no wrong. Face, heel, whatever they did, it was fine. And they ruined them for Roman Reigns. They completely just destroyed any of the magic that they had to make Roman look like somewhat of the better guy.
They ended all of Cody Rhodes' storylines that he wanted because of Roman Reigns. They got rid of Cassius Ohno because of Roman Reigns. They brought The Rock out because of Reigns. They fucked over Daniel Bryan because of Roman Reigns.
Something just went through my head right now. Like, could you imagine? Like, you remember when Stone Cold was getting hot and like The Rock hadn't quite got there yet? He was still. They were, you know what I mean? He was like behind him.
Could you
imagine if they didn't push Stone Cold and they just were really hard on pushing The Rock? I don't. Like, could you imagine if, like, back then they actually listened to the audience?
They kind of did at one point. They did. They honestly, I didn't like The Rock as much as Austin, especially towards the end. And it felt like they buried Steve Austin on purpose. It really did, because they flipped him heel and made him act weird so they could definitely put The Rock over because they had two big baby faces.
Oh, I'm more thinking in '98.
No, I know you're talking about '98, but at some point later on, they realized like we're gonna go with The Rock now.
Yeah, so you're right. It's weird. They did kind of do that then. That's interesting.
Yeah, they did. That's why Austin went like you were like, why did they do that with him? Why is he hugging McMahon? Why is he doing all this stuff? And it was all to get The Rock over. So they did do it, but look at that fucking Himmelbaum down below going by. If you guys want to drop them down below, do it. We got them coming up. I'm going to play the donations in a minute. I see them popping up big time. Be careful if you're in the Carolinas, man. It's coming. You ready for this, Jesse? It's coming. Well, you're not in there, but, it's coming anyway, so fuck it. You're not getting shit out where you are, except for an OD or something.
Yeah, the freaking it finally skipped over Florida for once,
Dude, I am so tired. I can't tell you. I am insanely tired right now. I almost fell asleep.
This show really, like, I tried to really be analytical and find some things, but I'm just pissed off. You have Stephanie McMahon again, the heel, authority figure, and then she's gonna, after torturing Mick Foley for years and firing him from the GM position, she's going to allow him to be the special guest referee and to make a match on Raw? Even the explanation he gave was kind of, like, he didn't sound like he believed it. Well, after I was beaten up in the match and I met you for the first time, yeah. What the hell does that have to do with anything?
See, that is where you don't even bring it up. Like, They like to not bring up the Kevin Owens situation, the fact that Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens, Braun was like, they were borderline trying to make Braun a bully.
Yeah.
And
which he was
Owens
backstage tonight again, too.
And so, yeah, right? But now Owens has no problem, and they don't mention it, and he comes out and whatever. How did the Shield steal a police car or whatever? Why? And they didn't, Roman was driving it last week. Roman was driving a police car, even though they were released on their own recognizance. Why would they be driving a police car out to the crowd unless they stole it? There's no cop there.
Oh, it was given to them as a favor so they'd make it to the arena. Come on, Joe, don't you know this?
I know, and if they showed that
later. Yeah, exactly. They didn't tell you.
So on top of that, so when Mick Foley comes out and tries to say, well, Stephanie let me, whatever, don't even bring up Stephanie. Just have Mick Foley come out and just say,
I'm going to be the special guest referee. Just say it. You don't need a why there. And you don't need to say that, oh, she's letting me set up the match for you against Finn Balor, against this guy. Just say, here's your opponent, have fun.
Or just come out and say, I'm told that I'm the special guest referee. And, you know what I mean? And I was also told that I could do whatever I wanted tonight. And that was one of the stipulations, or whatever the hell, whatever you want to do.
I was told that you have a match tonight, And
I was told you have a match tonight, and here's the guy you're going to be facing. Whatever. You didn't need to do that with him and make it weird and awkward and, like, what? I don't believe this. You should still not be very happy with Stephanie. What is going on? There's nothing. This is off. The worst ever. This is the worst wrestling has ever been. This is the worst WWE has ever been. Terrible. Jesse, how did you watch this and just like, because you're coming back to it?
I started watching at the Triple H promo. That's when I started watching.
You're lucky because it was real bad before that.
Yeah,
well, Nathan on Twitter, because I'm like, okay, this is probably the best promo of the night. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah,
and it's only because it's Triple H, and other than that, they're just repeating the same shit we've seen. So it's really not really that good. It's like seeing a Bray Wyatt promo.
Triple H said all this
promo, but you've said this before, dude.
Yeah, exactly. You said it all a few weeks back. It was the same thing that he had said. You hit that nail so hard in the head with a sledgehammer, Jesse. Really.
That's
so poignant.
This is the first week I've watched in a little while, and I'm like, Jesus. Yeah.
But it really was. It was a full-on repeat. It was the promo that he gave after the SummerSlam pay-per-view to sell the I keep wanting to call it the Saudi pay-per-view, the Super Showdown. And even worse than that, there's another Saudi Arabia pay-per-view coming up. I don't want to call it pay-per-view. It's a live event coming up.
Wow.
Already? They haven't fully nailed down all the details, but I guess it's going to come up before Mania, they're saying at this point, is the current idea. And that's where they want to have The Undertaker face Shawn Michaels if it happens. Why? Because that's what the Saudi prince wants. And that's worth tons of money to them. He is a big fan of pretty much, the Attitude Era-esque times. He even requested some wrestlers that are since passed away that he thought were still alive. All of that was just a real bizarre circumstance. But one of the things he wanted to see was that match being HBK versus The Undertaker. So to see Sean come back and have that match, that's a Mania feud. That was born and bred, for WrestleMania. To have it anywhere else is a sin in itself. And now they're going to go ahead.
I'm actually cool with that as long as it's a good match and they don't use it as like a gimmick match. And it's not. See,
that's how it feels to me. I feel like it would be a gimmick match at the Saudi show if it's at Greatest Royal Rumble 2 or whatever they decide to do.
But then I couldn't see Sean just doing a shit job either.
He wouldn't do a shit job. I'm guarantee it would be a decent match, but I don't think it would live up to what they would do.
I don't even think it would live up at a WrestleMania, so I'm not really worried about that. I just want them both to do have a good match because they have good chemistry. And even he could probably, I don't know. It depends. It's been a long time since Sean was in there. I wonder if he can go any longer than Taker, Yeah,
exactly. No. Not the one that's 5 days after Evolution either. They want to schedule another show that's going to go ahead and go possibly before Mania. So this is an in addition to. They want to go ahead and add it on. So
wow,
yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, they already have one. They have Evolution coming up. They have it 5 days after. So the reason that they're giving the women the pay-per-view is because twice this year they're going where the women can't. So of course the women are getting their own pay-per-view, their own special. It's really unfortunate, that it has to come down this way. But there's just so many things that baffle me. I told Nathan on Twitter. He went ahead and he said, "I'm listening live now." And I gave Raw a 5 out of 10. I said, well, I'd love for you to call it and tell us why, because, I can't see anyone giving it that rating honestly and earnestly.
It's getting harder and harder to give it any kind of fucking rating. I like how you guys did it recently. You were doing it like hour by hour. You were rating it.
Yeah.
That's like the only way to do it. Because rating the whole thing, it's just going to be pretty shit. It waters itself down as it goes, Yeah,
exactly. It just goes ahead and it's so impossible to rate it overall because, like you said, it's not just about the all in all, the content, but, because you might get something that's really good. There's been times before where I hate giving the overall show a 2 when we got a really, really good match from, Seth Rollins and Elias or Dolph Ziggler or, things like that, when some of the wrestling stands out. But for the rest of it, it's just I can't give it an overall great rating when you have a few good moments, but the other 2.5 hours is pure torture. Yeah, the greatest in your house. That'd be. It's baffling at this point why they make some of these decisions, and I don't understand why they go about things in such a very odd way. Some of these stories are just ready-made. These feuds are good to go, and they choose things that are just baffling. Like we said with Kevin Owens, he comes out tonight. I don't know if you saw that part, Jesse, but he gave an explanation as to why he quit. He said that he was done. He wasn't going to take it anymore. He quit, and then he was called to return. And that, he had said that he was given free reign to do whatever he wants and hurt whoever he wants, without, any type of punishment coming past that.
And in 2 weeks, that will be erased, probably.
Yeah. He said, I agreed to return just so that the condition that I'm not held accountable for anything that I do to my opponents. My job is to do whatever I want, whenever I want. He said they can't blame him for Bobby Lashley, being injured if he hurts him, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing anyone can do about it. And then he even touched upon the stuff with Braun, saying that I didn't come back to help Braun. I just came back, to cause pain, basically. And it was like...
This was a worthless fucking angle. What the fuck was that all
about? It's just, like I said, again, baffling. Anybody that had hope to see him with, Paul Heyman or, anything like that, or even I thought that he might be, future champion. These main stars
they need to stop fucking around, and they need to, some of these people need to say fuck whatever was written and go out there and just kill it on some improv. and just risk getting fired, risk all of it. And then when you show those assholes that that's the way to go, they'll start letting everybody do a little more improv.
But
nobody
you know
has the balls to try
CM Punk
it.
CM Punk did it.
Well, then fucking other people need to do that shit because they can't fire all of it. Trust me.
Almost guarantee, like,
they
you
didn't
out
fire
there,
him. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what, even if you got the biggest response, huge ratings, merch sales, all that, if you went against them, they're going to fire you or they're going to punish you and, you know, screw you to obscurity so that you're never seen on TV. There's been people that got over and it didn't work. And, you know, like, look at Zack Ryder per se. He took his Long Island IC YouTube story and he went ahead and had his own title, the Internet Championship, and all this stuff. And he was, you know, insanely popular. People wanted to see him, and it wasn't something that they came up with. So if you go out there, you cut a great promo, and you interject your own story into their storyline, I have a feeling that, you know, they want you to be, you know, follow them and not be subordinate.
It ends up being like the New Day. Like, that's what they did. They started out with, like, some improv, improv, and then they fucking said, yeah, now do that every week, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so that's what'll end up happening to you as well. But still, man, I think more people need to do it because the Kevin Owens thing, to me, the whole I quit and then the bullshit cover-up for it, is to me just screams doing what you're told without any thought in your own brain as to whether it's good, how to approach it, how to construct it, anything. You're just doing what you're told. What fucking good is that? Like...
Yeah, essentially. They tell you all the time, reach for the brass ring, but if you do anything to succeed, we're going to smite you with all the fury of McMahon.
It's embarrassing to watch this around people that don't realize I'm watching it for a review, too. And nobody's even here, but I'm just sitting here going, you know, this is just terrible. Why is this even on my TV wasting 3 hours of my electricity bill?
Yeah, and my question is SmackDown the top show now? Because they certainly made it feel that way with them selling multiple matches for SmackDown. You know, you figured they'd save the promos and the packages for tomorrow night. So it either shows one of two possibilities here. You know, Brian said it in the chat before. He said, what's with them bringing up, you know, 3 different SmackDown matches and feuds? So one, they realize that, or have seen an increase with viewership and know that SmackDown's doing better than Raw. So they're just trying to bring light to that and bring light to, you know, the storylines going on over there. Or two, it's the fact that they're so worried about Hell in a Cell that they're doing all they can to remind people that the pay-per-view is coming up Sunday, that they're going to show all the good feuds, and they kind of know that SmackDown has some of the better angles going into the pay-per-view, and they still want people to tune in. So they're using some of the SmackDown feuds to highlight the pay-per-view.
Oh,
I mean, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of one or the other, but I mean, it's a little bit from column A and column B at this point.
You know what I've realized is that what they've done is they're basically WCW now, and I don't mean the wrestling company. I mean they're like Turner Broadcasting now. They're not a wrestling company; they're a television company, essentially.
Yeah. Wow.
That's all they really are now.
Yeah,
meaning they've got no fucking like smarts when it comes to creating a wrestling show anymore. Nobody knows what they're doing.
No,
it's all about television rating, or not even about ratings. It's just it's simply let's put on a television show. Let's get on E. Let's fucking be on E.
Yeah, let's get ourselves, you know, nominated for multiple awards.
Yeah, we're nominated now. That was so...
Show of the Year and Superstar of the Year, Life Changer of the Century, and Best Vagina, you know?
Best Vagina.
Best Vagina.
I had to go get coffee.
No clit, you know?
I mean, dude, I just had to go make coffee because I'm passing out. I mean, I'm a little bit sick. I got to be honest about that, but...
No, I think Michael Cole would win for Best Vagina, though.
Dude,
hands down every year.
Let me talk about that. Renee Young, and we're going to play the donations in 1 second, but let me talk about Renee Young real quick. Like, she was like, the commentary, it feels like 3 people who know it's fake are telling us stuff, and it's like a joke. Like, like,
yes.
Renee, let me give you an example of this. At some point tonight, they took a shot at the desk. And Renee Young, and I forget what the stipulation was, that they'd be arrested because Dean and Seth showed up to attack in the ring at the end of Drew McIntyre's match.
Yeah.
And Renee Young said, they were like, earlier, Baron Corbin said, you know, blah, blah, blah. And Renee was like, he said that, so what's it going to be? What's it going to be, Baron? What, I mean, like, she like said that. She's like, I wonder what's gonna happen because earlier he said that they'd be suspended, so What's going to happen? What's it going to be, Baron? What the fuck? What's going to be, Baron? What's going to happen? It was like, what's going to happen? Like, what?
Giving the ultimatum.
Dude, go look that up. Go find that clip if you got Raw on your DVR and watch it. It is the most, like, it's like, what the fuck are these people? These are not announcers, dude. Corey sucks. I don't know what he is. He's a stooge up here. He's not very good now. He used to be good in NXT. Michael
That's
Cole,
because he's not really commentating. He's trying to go ahead and insert these little interjections of comedy and brevity, but it doesn't work. It all falls flat.
He's all over the place.
He's not able to be entertaining.
Oh my god,
it's just not working. And then Renee
was horrible. Like, and not because of her, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Coach is there, Renee's there, Booker T is there. It doesn't matter who's there. It's all been terrible. There's only one common thing there: the decision making in the back.
Yeah, whatever they're saying in their ears is killing them. Because Renee was excited the first night she was there, and I think they were like, "All right, you were good, but we got to tone you down. We got to bring you back and reel you in quite a bit." Because the second time she appeared, which was last week, she was a completely different commentator through and through. She was not the same as she was the first time she subbed in on Raw. She didn't have that same effervescent, like, bubbliness to herself. She wasn't enjoying everything. She was just a catchphrase machine, and very limited at that. The most she would interject with was, "Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh." What does that do?
I mean, I didn't mind some of that. It's just like, it's those
My
comments.
favorite line from her tonight was, "Cinderella story? What? Or some shit."
Oh my god, dude. And then she said, what did I tweet out about her? Everybody was tweeting about it, and I tweeted it out too. She said, do we have to watch this?
Yeah, do we have to watch this?
Yeah, do we have to watch Raw? Like, that was, like, it was so bad, dude. I'm gonna plug it again because, dude, we just sold 7 of these in the last 2 minutes. Like,
that's crazy. Raw tarted.
Plug them even harder. Like, the more people every week, I think people will start buying them. Just even if they've never seen your show before, they'll be like, "Oh, I got to get one of these shirts."
You gotta get raw tarded.
Now we're gonna
want to walk
when you take
around?
these Raw guys, you gotta pick. You gotta be inside out. They won't let you in with that.
Are you going to Monday Night Raw next week? Make sure you get raw tarded.
They might not even notice it, actually. They just see Raw on the shirt. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, cool." They let them through. Oh, my God. That'd be great.
Then tarded. Yeah. It'd be great. You know what? If I had if I was making the shirts myself and they weren't on my website, they weren't on Teespring or JoeCroninShow.net, you can go to JoeCroninShow.net. They'll take you right there. But if they weren't mine, I would create on the other side, like, something that says, "I love Raw." And then when you get there, you just flip it inside out.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or you wear a shirt over it, and then you get raw tarded with everybody else. You imagine everybody walking around.
I've seen some people add patches, like, how military has the Velcro lines. Yeah. So you literally just can put a blank patch over it, so it just says Raw, and then when you want, you just pull the patch off, and then it says Raw tarded.
Hey, women can get raw tarded as well. Women can get raw tarded all they want. And if you really want to get raw tarded in the wintertime, get the raw tarded sweatshirt. It's going to be great. It's going to be snowing out, and you're going to need to get a little raw tarded. And then you can get the sticker, the raw tarded sticker. You can stick the raw tarded sticker all over the place. It's unbelievable. Awesome. It's unbelievable. Everybody's buying it. Raw tarded.
I got to get some of those stickers for the wall here. That's awesome.
I'm going to stick one on your ass, Jake.
You could take my ass shut.
What's he going to do? What's it going to be? What's it gonna be, Baron? What's it gonna be, Baron? I think that's what she said. What's it gonna be, Baron? What the fuck? Like, what's it gonna be, Baron? Like that? I swear to God, go pull somebody DVR that and send me the clip or the sound clip, whatever. I'll play the sound clip. I believe she said, "What's it gonna be, Baron?" He said that they'd be suspended. So, I don't know. What's Baron Corbin going to do? And what's it going to be, Baron?
And then Baron Corbin's going to get arrested for, what was it? I wanted to look that up, too. I forgot what they said. Napoleon something. It was like a Napoleon Law or some crazy shit. I got to find out what exactly was said because I'm dying to know.
That was so dumb that my mind just blew over that. While you do that, let me play a couple of these donations. We're getting way behind.
Super chat.
What's up, everybody? We're going to take phone calls in a minute.
Sat at work, Joe. It was better than Raw, and I work in an office. FCK, the Roman agenda.
Dude, the Roman agenda is going to get them killed. More people tuning out. I bet you this Raw. Wait till you see this rating tonight. Wait till you see this rating. Wait till you see this week's third-hour Raw rating. Jake, let's bet on the third-hour Raw rating. I am going. I think we did this last week. Alan Samways. Alan, thank you for the donation, man. And what's up, Alan? You're an old-school dude. I'm betting that the third hour of Raw draws like a 2.4. I'm going 2.4.
Ooh, I'm gonna say 2.45. Yeah. I think you're right on there. I'll say 2.5 to be different. Hold on 1 second.
It was embarrassing to be a Lions fan tonight. Made the lowly Jets and their rookie QB look like Super Bowl contenders. Oh, and fuck Raw, #AidZ.
The good news is you watched Monday Night Football instead of watching Raw. The bad news is the Lions look like the Raw ratings, man. They were, that was, what the fuck happened to your team, bro? They got destroyed. And I hate the Jets. So I'm watching this game like, please kill the Jets, Lions. Please just kill the Jets or get people injured. I don't care.
I'm so fucking horny. Oh my god, I'm so fucking horny. Oh my god, I'm so fucking horny. Happy fucking birthday. Oh my god, so fucking horny. Oh my god, so horny. Oh my god, so horny. Happy birthday. Oh, honey, horny, horny. Donation time. Gonna put it in my round bum.
This is the real Raw. Retarded.
Had to play this one for my birthday today. And what a birthday.
Oh, shit.
Got a whole load of shit injected straight to my eyeballs from Raw. This go home Raw makes me want to go home. Go home and kill myself. IWASNT ready for this guy.
Oh, Dark Marco. What's up, Dark Marco? Thank you for the $16.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And that was the funniest fucking thing that I've heard tonight, man. That was hilarious. Holy shit, man. Hey, I told you the Patriots are going to win 17-10. I was close. 27-20. I'll take it. Thanks, man.
That crowd absolutely sucked. But I can't blame them. I'm glad the DVR was invented so I could fast forward through all of the gigantic bag of shit known as Raw 2/10. Rockstar Spud looks like a Make-A-Wish kid in AOP.
Yeah.
Just saying.
He's a mess. Snow Globe Ski Boston. Snow Globe Ski Boston. Stone Cold E.T. Our buddies Steven Larson were next to Stone Cold E.T. At All In. John Bayerling, thank you very much for subbing to the channel, man. Boom. Hope you guys can hit that sub button and join us for everyday podcasting on the wrestling. It's been a few days since I've been gone. Sorry about that. By the way, Leah's okay. Went to the hospital last night. Don't worry. It'll be all right.
Sup, Joe, Jake, and Jesse. Raw fucking sucked again. Just lazy tonight. All WWE cares about is that Renee is the first woman on the announce table.
Yeah.
Not giving to shits about Hell in a Cell this Sunday.
Nobody is. I mean, again, you could have just skipped all these Raws and just watched the pay-per-view. Or watch the special event on the network Triple Gaming. Thank you for becoming a $5 ShiBUM. What's up to you? I love you, Triple Gaming. Thank you for the donation of $5. Thank you guys for dropping me bucks. We are so close to getting a house too. I'm getting pretty excited.
Fuck yeah! I got everyone's addresses, man. I got everyone's fucking addresses, man.
All I got to say is Renee Young was looking so fine tonight.
Yeah, that's true. She was hot.
Congrats to her for being a permanent part of the Raw announce panel.
DJ from GA 310. Thank you, DJ from Georgia. Yeah, I mean, I love Renee Young too. Like, I really enjoy her, but she was neutered again. You know, it don't matter. I'm convinced even if you put me on commentary at this point, it wouldn't even be me. They'd be like, no, say that. You have to say this, or fucking you're fired. And I'd be like, oh, why am I even here? You know? Like, so it would just be like a nightmare. Let's play a couple more real quick, and then we're going to take some phone calls. I don't know if that person was going to still join us. We'll find out, though. Rick Badboy's in the house. What's up, Rick?
Yet another shit show tonight. These storylines suck ass. I even forgot it was Go Home show. Tonight, sad legends have to come back and give life to this show. Shout out to the chat. #Rotterdid.
Raw-tarded, everybody. We all about to get raw-tarded up in here. I'm going to have to make a donation. What's that?
It said Rotterdam.
Yeah, it said Rotterdam. Yeah, we got to get Rotterdam. Rick Badboy, thank you. By the way, the monetized this champ Kara's in the chat. I handed her over the belt as we were all at Dave & Buster's.
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, man. I got everyone's fucking addresses, man.
This could be my last Raw living here in Charlotte, and it was piss poor.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Why, because the hurricane, or are you moving? Andrew Barber, thank you for the $5, man. You guys can super chat using the dollar below, or you guys can drop down and use the Twitch alerts link in the description box of my videos right below here. Use PayPal, whatever you want to use. All the donation amounts are listed down below. Obviously, you keep my show going, so feel free to do it if you really enjoy the show and you got the money. Don't do it if you don't got the money, but don't get raw-tarded like Raw was tonight. It was raw-tarded. One more, Andrew, thank you for the $5. Actually, you know what? Let's stop real quick, and let's take a call and take a pause real quick. We got so much to go through. Jake, do we secure that guy, you think, or you think he might not make it?
I was talking to Dirty before, but I haven't heard back from him since the middle of Raw, so maybe he passed out.
Do you know what his area code is, or where he state he's in?
That's what he was supposed to let me know, so.
Oh, okay. All right, so we don't know. But apparently we were going to have the guy who spotted Jericho at All In, took the photos.
Yeah, because Jericho took a plane late to All In. Then they got stuck on the runway. And he was on the plane with Jericho. Didn't see him then, but when he was leaving into the baggage area, he ran into Jericho and took some pictures of him. And Jericho and the guy he was with was like, oh, shit. You know, and they made him delete the photos. They took his phone from him, and they were cool about it. And he was like, yeah, no problem. You know, he was really nice about it, but I wanted to hear about the whole experience. But Jericho was talking about it on the podcast, saying like, "Oh, this one individual almost ruined, the big surprise of All In." But luckily, he was pretty cool.
After listening to Jericho on his podcast talk about it, though, I'm like, it sounds like they didn't do anything for the guy either, which I thought was kind of crappy.
No, they didn't. They just
not that like you're expected to, but the guy didn't need to delete his shit. So they basically were like,
technically didn't have to.
He could have been like, "No, I'm not deleting this. Where's Jericho?" You know, because I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I would have, I don't know. I don't know.
He was really respectful and cool about it. You think they would have,
Yeah, I mean, that's
like, here's an autograph or, something. I don't know.
Yeah, here's an autograph or
something.
Here, I'll take a picture with you if you promise you don't show it to anybody until after All In.
Yeah, and, here's the thing, though. Apparently, iPhones have a delete file folder when you delete photos, and a buddy of his showed him how. So he got all the pictures back anyways. So
you just recover them. You have 30 days to recover them.
Yeah, it wasn't some
twice. Basically.
See, I only have Android, so I wasn't aware. But he was like, so I got them all back anyways. So he had the pictures, even though they deleted them off the camera roll. But I've seen many other like websites and whatnot talk about, this individual who almost ruined the surprise. So
wow.
I was just talking to him in the middle of Raw, and now he hasn't got back to me. He might have passed out.
He might have passed out Raw. He might have shot himself.
Raw might have killed him, but hopefully he gets back to me.
If he is going to call, if you can tell him, go ahead, call now. I'll try to put someone on, but there's so many calls. We'll get to the calls in a second, but Jake, let's really I want to condense tonight because this Raw was so bad, dude. Just really quickly, just shout out, let's go through some of the beginning. Let's get through some of Raw. Real quick,
we'll do this rapid fire.
Really quickly.
Raw opens, we get the new, whatever you want to call them, stable of Dolph Ziggler, McIntyre, and Braun, saying that, we told you so, we're going to destroy everybody. And this is the thing. You have an NFL, doubleheader tonight. So I really thought that they're going to try, that they were going to go ahead and make a full standing effort. I don't know why I was so foolish, but
I think I think they work the opposite now. I think now it's totally
they're just going to phone it in.
We concede that, so let's just do stuff that they would expect so we don't do anything major. That way half the audience doesn't miss it or a quarter of the audience doesn't miss it. They literally, like, if a million people are gonna miss it, they move on. But yeah, let's skip right ahead. Like Brie Bella's match, it was all right. I mean, like sorry, Nikki Bella. I mean, I do think Nikki Bella's done a good job of being sort of the female Cena, if that makes any sense. Her style is not very crazy like some of the other women, but she worked. Yeah. I can respect her. Like, I like her entrance. She rips off the first bra, throws it. She comes in. I'm not really as big of a fan of the Bellas and that thing. I don't mind her, though. I get her gimmick. I don't like her, but I appreciate what she does and contributes.
I preferred Nikki over Brie,
yes.
For ages anyways. And
I didn't used to. I used to think
the wrestling was better.
I used to think Brie was going to be the better one, and it was severely wrong. I was very wrong.
It was after injury when Nikki returned that she really improved. So
my daughter just brought me this. I don't know why. All right, but
you got it out.
Yeah, and so
yeah, not a bad match, and especially knowing that they announced that tomorrow night, we're going to see Maurice take on Brie. I'm curious, which of the two will be the better match, especially since Maurice hasn't had a one-on-one match in how long?
Oh man.
She.
But did she have one when she came back the first time with The Miz? Didn't she? Maybe she didn't. I don't know.
I don't remember her having a one-on-one match, but it also said Brie Bella has wrestled on Raw with her sister, but she's yet to have a singles match. And it also said here, first singles match in 8 years on SmackDown Live.
Wow.
So yeah, that's crazy.
It's by the way,
seen Maurice wrestle a singles match in that long.
She's pretty, but that's all I can say.
And then we're also going to get Jeff Hardy. Apparently is going to open up SmackDown. So,
well, what's after Brie and Nikki's match?
After that,
I tweeted out, by the way, that I didn't want to miss it because I didn't want to see someone miss breaking their neck, and then I said, you know what? I guarantee Brie's not going to wrestle tonight because last weekend she did.
Yeah, when she almost. No, they're saving her for tomorrow with Maurice. So. And that's the thing. They're in a precarious situation there, too. Like, it's hard to have the legends lose, but it's also bad to see the Riot Squad get torn apart because they're trying to build the name for themselves. So at least it's not like an all-out squash match with the Bellas. Nikki at least gave her a good run for her money. After that, we got video package after video package. They did the recap of The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels segment from last week. Braun in the beginning played a recap of everything from Raw last week. I mean, this crowd was really suffering.
Oh, God, it was on life support.
Yeah, then we got the AOP with Drake Maverick against Ronnie Ace and Nathan Bradley.
He did a better job tonight, by the way. Like, get rid of the vest, good, so you don't look exactly like them. He yelled some stuff at them about how he was going to make them the most badass, whatever the fuck. Still didn't enjoy it, but at least that's doing something. At least that, like, I can sort of understand that. And I will say, the announcing did a good job of saying, like, Drake has seen something in these guys and he's willing. It was almost like, he's starting to set up franchises or build stables and stuff. And they sort of planted a little seed about it. So, like, I was like, all right, they're doing something. Okay. Like, whatever. We'll see what happens. So at least that. But
I just feel like they're beyond squash matches.
But then we're all complaining about the name. Instead of Authors of Pain, now it's just AOP. And it's like, there's always something that just, they ruin. Like, they can't do anything right. And I'm sure they think, oh, we can never do anything right for these crazy, smarky complainers. And it's like, no, you can't do anything right.
Makes sense.
Yeah. They're stupid.
That's all they need to do.
And they can't do that.
It's not us complaining about everything. They just keep messing up and making it worse and worse.
Where's the clip of Solomon? So, dude, he said something fucking, I was listening. I don't listen to a lot of stuff anymore, but every once in a while I tune him. I speak with him and I talk. And I was listening to him. It was like the other day, and I was like, oh my Christ, like, this is the funniest thing. I started fucking laughing out loud because I said this earlier on one of my videos. I made a video before Raw went up that I said I was talking about, I don't listen to a lot of other wrestling podcasts and other stuff because I just don't have the time and I don't want anybody else's opinions to infiltrate me. But sometimes, like, after I've given my opinion, I'll go back a week later to see what people were saying, you know what I mean, that I might have missed on some people's things, but I don't listen to a lot of people. But I was listening to him on this little clip, and I was like, because I'm like, I'm not crazy, right? Like, other people think this too, right? And so, of course, he does. He mentions it. But what he says at the end of this clip, what Solid Monster says at the end of this clip is fucking hilarious, because it's exactly what I've said, what I've felt. But for some reason, like, I'm a little unhinged, right? Like, I'm Joe Cronin. I'm a little unhinged. This show's a little off the wall. I go overboard a little bit. I turn the volume way up. I start screaming. Things happen. I get really mad. But, Solid Monster is a little bit more calm and, relaxed and maybe a little bit more deliberate in what he says. He reacts later to things to make his podcast. I'm in the moment. So, I'm like, maybe he has more clarity on this whole thing. And he's certainly calmer than me, right? But to hear somebody who probably has a much bigger IQ than me, and to hear somebody who's so clear or clairvoyant or whatever you want to say the word is, describe it this way is fucking hilarious to me. Listen to this clip, and he's gonna geek out when he hears that I played this, right, Solly?
A lot of ideas people were batting around. That was just one of them.
And this was the Owens thing, which was like the worst atrocity of last week, which was like, why is Owens, whatever, he quit, now he's back, he's attacking Lashley, oh god, it's the Sami Zayn thing again, and now why is he friends with Braun, or why is he helping Braun? Like, so we're all mad about that. So, we've been mad about this for a week, and I heard this clip today, and I just started dying. Listen to this.
Not have been better than bringing him back the way they did to feud here with Bobby Lashley. And there were a lot of ideas people were batting around. That was just one of them. Tell me that wouldn't have been better than what they did here. And I'm sure he's going to come out on television, and he's going to say that he did it as revenge for Lashley injuring his best friend Sami Zayn. We've seen this already. It sucked the first time. And if that wasn't bad enough, Owens was back out at the end of the show to help Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre attack the Shield. Yes, the same Kevin Owens who was tortured by Braun Strowman for months on television and then quit on Raw, comes back the very next week and helps Braun Strowman. This is truly one of the worst shows on television.
Dude, that part kills me. This is truly
one of the... Yeah, that's great. That's a great line.
This is truly one of the worst shows on television.
By Braun
For him to say that is just, like, it's wicked funny to me.
Next week and helps Braun Strowman. This is truly one of the worst shows on television.
That's so perfect. He's right, though. He's so right.
Raw-tarded.
He messaged me earlier. Why is Braun, helping, or excuse me, Kevin helping Braun? It makes no goddamn sense.
I mean, we've been talking about it for a week now because it's just so fucked. It's like, what is happening?
He ruined your car. He put you through tables and off of cells and off of ladders and threw you with a porta potty off the stage, and he crushed your body and rejected your friendship. And you're going to help him because you want to seemingly injure people?
For everybody wondering what my Twitter is, I am banned for life on Twitter, but I do have access to the Corrupted Podcast Twitter, so you can tweet me at CorruptedPod, at CorruptedPod. But I recommend that you become a patron on Patreon, or at least follow me on Patreon for free. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, or download the Patreon app on your phone and look up Joe Cronin Show and become a patron or follow me or whatever, because I talk a lot on there. I send messages out a lot on there, and I release 30 hours of bonus content at least a month. Tons of podcasts on there that are non-wrestling, all kinds of shit. I talked about going to the hospital last night with Leah and everything that went on and a bunch of other shit. It's all up on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. So become a patron if you can. That's the best way because they won't do what Twitter did to me. But you can tweet me at CorruptedPod, at CorruptedPod, short for Corrupted Podcast. We got like 1,700 followers on there, so I've been tweeting with people all night, so it's been a good time. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. Raw-tarded. It's ridiculous. I forget what I was going to say now. There was something else I was going to lead into, and I can't quite remember it. But it was just, dude, that clip killed me that he released. I was just dying. I don't get to hear him a lot, but when I do, it's always good, obviously. And I appreciate when he mentions us and stuff like that. He's a good guy. But it's just, the show is so bad. Okay, I know what I was going to say. So Kevin Owens has the trifecta of terrible. I call this the trifecta of terrible. Number one, he quits. But he shows up a week later. So he didn't quit because he didn't miss 1 week. So he didn't really quit. It was all just nothing. Number 2, it's to attack Lashley, which I don't care about. And number 2, it's to also stick up for his friend Sami Zayn in a vicious circle of I don't give a shit. And so there's two things right there.
Dude, that's so sad.
Like, I mean, like, we have seen Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens about 70 times now be friends, hate each other. Like now the storyline when the guy's injured, he's sticking up for him when he's not here. Like, shoot me in the head. So that's 2. And number 3, Kevin Owens now helps a man that a week earlier he was in a major fight and beef with, who was trying to kill him, basically, and who threw him off the top of a cage, and then threw him through the porta potty and attacked him and bullied him. All kinds of shit. That's 3. The trifecta of terrible. That is what this is. And that, like, of all the bad things that happened on Raw last week, because last week's Raw review was fun. Because the show was so idiotic that we had so much fun last week on this show right here on YouTube, talking about this show because it was so fucking ridiculous. Tonight, it really wasn't that fun tonight. Tonight was coma.
It was rage-inducing. Like, at least last week, you could be like, what the? Why are they doing this? Like, and at certain angles, you're like, oh my God, they stole a police van. It makes no sense. But it was so exaggerated that it was like, I don't know, I don't want to say uncanny valley, but like,
in those Batman episode from the 60s.
Yeah, it kind of like surpassed, any level or line of normalcy. It stepped over that boundary to the point where you were just like so numb that all you could do was laugh. But tonight there was so many blatant standout issues and discrepancies and problems that it just made it painful to watch. Nathan on Twitter, his area code 704, he was going to call in. He said he liked the show. And I'm genuinely interested as to what and why he gave it a 5, I think he said.
What?
He liked the show, so I told him to call up because I'm genuinely curious to hear.
Up. You're on drugs. I'm sorry. I'm not going to JD you and ban you, but you're on some kind of drugs. Help myself sleep says, who are the people that nominated? Did Raw get nominated for a best show?
Yeah, with the E Awards or whatever the hell it was.
What?
They have a few different awards that they were nominated for.
That's what they care about. That matters more to them.
This is the worst this show has ever been. This is the worst this show has ever been. Like, if you were going to give an award to Raw, it should have been in the late 90s. And if you were going to give
was nominated for the show of 2018, Nikki Bella, Nia Jax, and a few others were nominated for the E People's Choice Awards.
What?
Yeah.
And, dude, what is this whole world has gone SJW. You don't even want to get me started on this world, like, right now. Like, this world is fucking crazy. Here's the other thing.
You know what bothers me is I'm not even like I'm a fan of the band or anything, but you know the band Paramore?
Yeah.
They're no longer singing that. I'm trying to find the what the hell is it? Misery Business. That song there. The one that was really big when they first came
it was like
out
their first. It was their sellout record. I call it their sellout record. I like that record, but I call it the sellout record.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
They're no longer performing Misery Business. Live? Why? Because the lyrics include the line "Second chance, they don't even matter anymore. People will never change. Once a whore, you're nothing more."
So
I'm sorry that they'll never change. So because it says that, she said that this is something I wrote as a 17-year-old. You know, I don't relate to it as a 26-year-old. What happened was a bunch of people gave them flack for the 10-year anniversary of the album, that the lyrics, you know, they just came to light now. So a bunch of SJWs were like, oh, you're saying once a whore, always a whore, and people can't change? Is that how you feel now? So they're refusing to play the song live anymore. I mean, if you're that upset about it, can't you still play the song and just sing a different lyric?
They should go listen to Death.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Billy Corgan's not proud of the shit he did in 1994. That was his that double album, but he still plays it.
He still plays it begrudgingly, probably sometimes. But
look at Gavin Rossdale and Bush. You think some of his heroin songs are his favorite to play?
I got to bring something up because it's like there's so many SJW bullshit things going on in the world right now, and this has nothing to do with wrestling, but it's sort of invading wrestling now, and it's like ugh. But like, it has to do with like Leo. Remember the video game The Witcher?
Yeah.
They're like purposely trying to cast like either an Asian or somebody else to play the role of a character on there that's clearly supposed to be like a certain race and gender, and it's like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
You know, people are pissed right now. But so my comparison to that is The Last Airbender. Remember when they cast a white kid to play the Last Airbender? Like,
yeah, it was whitewashing. Now it's like reverse whitewashing.
Yeah, I didn't even like that. I remember thinking like it's supposed to be an Asian kid. Like, why is it a white? Like, there's sometimes when like a different country has a movie and a lore that would never translate to the U.S. or in English maybe, so they do cast American or English or whatever the hell. They start, you know, then they maybe they don't cast, you know, Asian, even though the story was an all story in Asia. You know, they do our version of it, but they do it, and then they cast away. That's okay. I can understand it. It just doesn't convert well. I get it. But, like, Last Airbender, it was like, why did they, like, they casted the white kid, and right from the beginning, it was like, isn't he supposed to be Asian? So there's sometimes when the look and the race and the vibe and the history and the lineage does connect to the story in a way that's easily continued. And so I agreed with, I thought The Last Airbender when, what was it, M. Night Shyamalan did it, and it was like, what are they doing? They fucked it up.
It was just a poor casting choice. Same thing with like Scarlett Johansson in Ghost in the Shell. You know, like it doesn't fit.
But dude, Leah's gonna freak out. We're gonna do like a podcast on that later because Leah's gonna freak the fuck out. And I guess the guy who did the Witcher series, he said something like, you know, we never really specify what all the people are and what the races of the people are, but these particular characters apparently were like well specified. So like these two main characters, you know, they're well specified of what they are and whatever the fuck. So you could have made all the people like Asian or black or different races everywhere, but like they did this because they had to do the, you know, equality for whatever the hell it is. But it's like WWE goes so hard for all this equality and the women thing, but it's like, but then they still make the fucking people dance and shit, or they go nowhere. Like, I don't get it. What do you think about Lio Rush's appearance tonight? What the fuck was that about?
That was just so out of left field. Made no sense. And I hate saying it, but it was like, oh, put the black guy with the black guy. You know, let's do the race thing yet again. Like, let's combine Why? They do the same thing as they did with the New Day the first time.
You know, and I got to stop you there. That doesn't necessarily 100% bother me because people tend to gravitate towards similar people or like familiar people. That's not too crazy to me, but it is. But I do see what you're saying though, Jake, because it is ridiculous. They always do this, but
yeah. See, but I understand where you're going with it. It's just the fact that this is the only reason they're doing it. They're not doing it because it might work. They're doing it because he's black, so he needs a black manager, and especially Bobby Lashley doesn't need a manager. There's so many people out there right now.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think Bobby Lashley does need a manager.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it working for him, but I also see that if they booked him right and kept him as the strong, silent type that didn't need to say much, that would benefit him much more.
By the way, Lio Rush was killing it, man. He was
talent.
He was hot, bro. That dude. If Lio Rush stopped me on the street, I can't tell you I wouldn't give him $5 for a fucking pair of fake sunglasses. It was pretty damn good.
It'd be. I don't want to shit on it because it could work. I mean, it really could. It's just I hate the stance that they always have of you know, we have to put like-minded individuals together, and that's what has to happen.
Yeah, I understand that. It's very cookie cutter, and there's no room for, like creative, just different creative like fusions and influence to take
exactly
hold,
because they don't want to take a chance. There's always, it's not just like, oh, there's an air of racism to it. No, it's just it's laziness because they're like, oh, and segregated in a sense, because they don't want to take a chance and put a strong white female with the black Bobby Lashley, even if it would work really well for him.
I'll tell you what though, if Lio Rush, if Ricochet had that type of mouth. Yeah. Man, and Lio Rush does have the similar athleticism, but I'm worried they're rushing Lio Rush into a role, and they've already said, wrestling, he's really good, but up here it doesn't work so well, and he's really small, so put him with Bobby Lashley as his manager. It almost feels like they've completely said bail on
no to
Lio,
everything else. Yeah, they bailed on him.
Bail on Lio Rush's wrestling career. He's going to be a manager, and that's the thing is, I like I liked what he said tonight, and I like that, but I feel like they could squander his ability to. But what would he really do there anyway? Because I feel like Ricochet versus Lio Rush, and imagine Lio Rush with a belt. Like, he's like Conor McGregor type swag on the mic at that point. You know, and I think we're going to get him as a manager now, and it's like they skipped over that whole potential, and that's kind of weird to me and sad in a way, but yet makes sense. So, like, I can see both sides of it.
It sucks that, because it felt like for a while, they're just going to shoehorn him right into the 205, cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
But, and I actually liked the promo, it worked well. He comes in saying, you look and you smell like money.
Yeah.
And he smacks him really hard, and he's like, don't you realize I'm working out? And, Bobby hits him on the shoulder, and then he's like, well, go ahead, motivate me. And Lio Rush goes right back, and he's just, praising him constantly. And that's kind of what Bobby needs right now. He needs focus. Like I said, I don't want to shit on it because it could work. I hate that it, bad example, but what if, someone like Lana was to work without the accent and all that, if she was, that same kind of role, it could work, but they would never put those two together. It always has to be, who they feel is the same, and it's just it's infuriating at times.
Well,
if it does work,
my
I'll
man,
kick myself in the ass for it. But
if I hear him say "my man" one more time, like they're clearly turning that into like his catchphrase. Like Bobby Lashley is gonna, like this guy's gonna be like, "Man, you smell that on Bobby Lashley? That's the smell of success. That's the smell of muscle. That's the smell of destruction. Bobby Lashley, this Monday night on Monday Night Raw is going to hurt somebody. And next week he's going to hurt somebody. And every time he hurts people, he's going to make money. And I'm going to make money. And he's going to make money. He's going to be made of gold by the time we come out during WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley comes out gold boots. And he hurts somebody at WrestleMania. Cover of the DVDs. Cover of the flyers. Cover of the posters. And it's going to be something special unlike anybody's ever seen before. My man. Like, they're going to do that every week.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it. But and two quick observations from that just, segment alone. I think this will only work if Lashley ends up going heel. I don't think it'll work as a face with that kind of mouthpiece manager. I really think that he would benefit more as being an egotistical, self-centered,
I would I'll tell you what I think. Let me tell you what I think. I think you go independent. I think you go for weeks. You go independent, and you have Lashley go up against two heels and one face. Have this promo with Lio Rush continue. See what develops. See how the people feel about it. And what's going to happen? Yeah. Here's my worry about this. My worry about this is I am a little scared that the manager will eclipse the guy. Like, when Paul Heyman comes out with Brock Lesnar's a huge draw. And Heyman is a huge manager and mouthpiece. So even though Heyman is unbelievable, somehow Brock still eclipses Heyman's presence, but Heyman is right there behind him. But if Lio Rush continues to cut types of promos that are amazing with Bobby Lashley saying, "My man," you're going to find that Lio Rush is going to overtake Bobby Lashley, and then that will be the problem that they will run into immediately. And I don't know. That depends on how goofy they get with. They got to be careful with a guy like with the charisma that Lio Rush has. And I see donations coming in. I'm going to play a couple real quick, and we'll come back to what we're talking about. And I am going to take phone calls in a few minutes. I know you guys are waiting. So many calls came through. We're going to go right to the phones in a few minutes here.
And we got to see how many mouthpieces are going to be for 205 Live.
Seems like they're trying to bring back managers.
To be honest, I don't know what WWE and creative staff think when they make these booking decisions. Most of the times it doesn't make sense.
That pause was hilarious. Christian Rodriguez. Thank you.
I agree. That pause was a killer. I don't know why.
It's like, what was that? Christian Rodriguez. Thank you for the donation, my friend. It was almost like, what was it? Retire. Like, yeah, I don't even remember what it said. Yeah, but yeah, it was just like that. By the way, thank you guys.
Now that everybody from the 205 Live show is going to become a freaking manager,
what is going on, dude? 345 patrons. Thank you.
Yeah.
Fuck Raw. Raw gave me AIDS. Fuck Raw.
Literally stopped watching Raw after 40 minutes to tune into Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Shiz Hickneys, I think a lot of people did, man. And then you know what? I think the Lions watched Monday Night Raw on the sidelines because they passed out halfway through that game. Shiz Hickneys, thanks for the $7. Hey, the Patriots won. I'm happy. I don't care how they won. I knew they were going to win by 7. I called it. Okay, so here you go. Thank you for becoming a $5 pledger. Man, walk with the Seahawks. Just pledge $5 on Patreon. Thank you, sir. You're going to get 30 hours of bonus content no one else gets to hear. Rhea Vickery, thank you very much for subbing to the channel. Have a drink, baby. I talked about on Morning Madness, it was a hour-long or about a 45-minute long Morning Madness episode. Make sure you go listen to that, guys.
If Raw gave you AIDS, put your hands in the air. If Raw gave you AIDS, I'm not afraid to say. Raw gave me AIDS, fuck Raw. Raw gave me AIDS, fuck Raw.
What's up, everybody? I'm sure Renee means well and all, but can she suck the Bella's cock anymore?
Yeah.
Dear God, 1/10. Shit sucks so bad. Why do I even watch this shit? I must enjoy pain.
Gorilla Strong is here. Thank you, Gorilla Strong. It's good to hear from you. Gorilla Strong with the $7 F-Raw donation. And Gorilla was a big backer last week. Gorilla, thanks for all the money you dropped last week, man, and keeping my show going. And I talked about going to the hospital with Leah last night and everything else. It's up there. Morning Madness episode 111.
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
I also talked about the Bears.
Let's get Rotterded in here. Let's get Rotterded in here. Sup, Joe, Jake, and Jesse.
In here.
Best fucking shirt ever. I'm getting a sweater, too. Good shit, Joe. Anyway, literally took a shit more exciting than this show. No fucks given for Hell in the Cell on Sunday.
Yeah, no, that it will be at least interesting to see what happens at Hell in the Cell. Like, that will be the interesting thing to watch. It's almost like they dumbed down the weekly product so they can hopefully get the interest. I don't know. Let's say, how do you get the
1-0.
1-0. Coop the Comedian. Thank you, Coop the Comedian, for the 316.
Oh, my God.
I talked about the Bears game.
Nia Jax and Roman Reigns are a team for the Mixed Match Challenge.
Oh, Christ.
They put the Samoans together, Joe.
Perfect.
They put the Samoans together.
Right now, I'm going to say it. Nia Jax and Roman Reigns are winning the Mixed Match Challenge.
Yeah, he wasn't in it last time.
Isn't that some kind of wrestling?
Bry guy, it could be worse. Such as the Buffalo Bills yesterday getting anal raped by Baltimore.
A lot of people
Nathan
got beat up.
Peterman only had 24 yards and no first downs. At least the Sabres kicked the Pens' ass 10-2 in a prospects game. McMahon got the stank good again.
Well, as long as the Redskins did okay, McMahon's gonna be happy.
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, man. I got everyone's fucking addresses, man.
Nikki Bella needs to be abandoned on a cannibal island.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
That sounds hot.
Bacolo, thanks for the donation before. That was bad. Big
You know
Bad
they'll
Omen.
start eating first.
Bad Omen, thank you for the donation. Jesus. Why did they just read a super chat that just came up now? Like, when there's other things to read after that. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why it did that so randomly.
Yeah. It's like it grabbed the newest donation when the other ones hadn't been read yet. It's weird.
Yeah.
Scotty, thanks, though, man. There's a couple more of these coming in. Then I'll open up the phone lines. 339-226-6610. Go ahead and give us a call up. If you're outside the U.S., you can add me on Skype, Danny Deadly, DANNY, DEADLY.
Super chat. Super chat.
Rising Wolf.
BRAAAAAAAAUNNNNNNNN.
Braun. Rising Wolf Gaming Channel, thank you for the donation, man. And what's up to you? I hope your gaming channel is doing well.
Thank you for the
Super chat.
fucking digital.
This world is
fucking it up.
becoming SJWPC for a reason. Chaos.
Yeah, it's about to get crazy chaos. Oh, God. Thank you for the donation, man. Super chat. Super chat.
Would WWE be this bad if WCW was still around?
No, I can't believe it. No, I mean, I think one of them had to go out of business though, so I don't think it's kind of like a trick question. But help me
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, man. I got everyone's fucking addresses, man.
I was at Raw. The fans were faces. Women, children, and casuals everywhere.
Oh, God.
Absolutely disgusting. I need to get a freaking shower.
Absolutely disgusting.
It's not about WCW.
Piccolo,
it's about
thanks.
the fact they're not challenged.
Yeah, there's no competition, really. In the sense of, like, direct. I know there is competition. I hate it when people get finicky when I say that, but not like WCW was to WWE.
Yeah,
nowhere
nothing
near.
that they worry about.
Nowhere near, nowhere near. You're talking 200 to 300,000 people watching. Anything that's on TV is 300,000 or so or under rating, and you're doing always at least over 2 million. So by comparison, you're not worried about that.
They don't mind.
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, man. I got everyone's fucking addresses, man.
Nikki Bella needs to be abandoned on a cannibal island.
Oh, there it is. He did it again. And John Cena comes by to rescue her. Scotty, thanks for the donation. Yeah, I don't know why. It was funnier the second time.
Cena would pull up with the jet ski and then just be like, "See ya, bitch."
I'm
like,
leaving
John, you
here.
rescued me. Now we can finally have that family we talked.
Oh, my God. Hey, there's the raw tarted shirt. There it is. Hey, let's take a phone call, and it's from an unknown. Oh, no, it isn't. 716 is on the phone. 716, hello.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Hey, I haven't watched Raw in about a month. So what I do actually is every Monday night and every Tuesday night, I just tune in and hear what you got to say.
Well, I've heard that from a lot of people. I would say 20 to 30% of the people in the chat right now probably didn't really watch Raw. They probably didn't really watch the show.
Yeah, I'm from Buffalo, so they were actually here about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and that was when they did those 2 triple threat matches. Remember they did one at the start of Raw and one at the end?
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Something weird happened that night, or it was terrible. Like, I don't remember it, but it wasn't fun. I'll tell you that.
It was decent live. The shows are definitely better in person. On TV, I'm just not interested. I'd rather just hear you talk about it.
Yeah, it's really torturous to watch, man. I appreciate the call too. Thanks for the call, man. It's garbage. We all know that.
That took me back to SummerSlam 2013 when I came home and watched it at home, and it was still good, but it wasn't as good as live, and it was because the cameras fucked it up, and the commentary kind of fucks it up. It's not it's little shit like that. If they had that stuff a little bit more fine tuned like they used to, the camera angles were great back in the day. I thought.
I took a call from 857, but I guess he dropped off. 857, call back if you want, man. I had you, but we lost you.
If you get 704 popping up, let me know, because that's the person that said they liked Raw, and I'm dying to hear somebody explain why they liked it.
Tell me how.
5's not a good rating, but I mean, really.
It's not a good rating, but I'm giving it a 1. I'm not even kidding. I'm giving tonight a 1 out of 10.
That's why it's oh wow, we got to see what the fuck. Yeah.
I'm so bored by this show tonight that I'm giving it a 1 out of 10. It was
What'd you
horrible.
give last week?
Probably the same.
A 2 or a 3. I think it was. I gave it a 3.
For the humor, for the ridiculousness of last week, I actually gave it a better rating. I would say this was coma. This was a full coma tonight. This was sleep.
Remember I texted you. I said this is hard to watch, man.
At least last week we got Mick Foley, or excuse me, Jesus Christ, we got Shawn Michaels,
Undertaker
and
Shawn.
That was
Mick
really
Foley.
tonight with Mick Foley didn't really work well. It didn't.
857, what's up, man?
It just didn't work.
What's up, Joe? What's going on, Jake? All you guys?
Good. How you doing, man?
I tell him, man. Over here, I don't understand. Rogers had me all confused today. I don't know what they're doing. I was watching Monday Night Football. After the first hour, I just gave up. I was like, ugh. They started okay, but I don't know. They just kind of, I don't know.
I mean, that's what everyone says, man. There's almost nothing to say. How sad is that? We get calls. Nobody has a good take on anything because what's the take going to be? I've already said it all. You know, was there a good match tonight? I mean, like I said, Nikki Bella had like a okay little match, but was there a match tonight that was even good, like above a 7 or at a 7 out of 10? No, I don't think. Did I miss one? I did miss a little bit because I took a shower for 20 minutes in the middle of the show. So, but did I miss a match that was good? Was there a good match? Anybody?
There was no good match I seen for the little bit I was watching.
So there was not one match. There was not one exciting thing. I mean, Roman...
Triple H's promo was a total like repurposed recut, copy and paste of what he said right after SummerSlam.
Then he stared at the camera. Then they zoomed in and he stared at the camera.
And you know what else I was going to say? Like you always say, they're always talking about they're making monster profit, but people forget every year money loses value. So, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean it's any better. I think they just using technical terms to make it seem as better, but money's value is real low. I just don't believe.
Well, I mean, they're making money. They're making a lot of money, but they're making a lot of fans not show up. So, like, at some point, you're gonna picture this, because at the rate they're going, they're losing fans watching and coming there. So, at some point, the arena is half empty every week, and the merchandise sales drop. The arena's half full. The ratings drop by another 300,000 people, and great, you made a bunch of money, and eventually you'll have no fans. Eventually. So
somebody had said that the merchandise, they had combo packages, and then they had, for some of the shirts, not all of them, but some of them, they had buy one get one. And then some of the bigger sellers were buy one get one half off. So
I got 70
at the arena.
Was it 702 or 704 you said?
704 was the one.
Oh, well, I took 702 instead of 704, so 704 called back, but 702, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, Joe?
What's up, man?
Hey, nothing much. Hey, I just wanted to say, I can't believe I am watching Raw. It is so horrible. It is a disgrace. I am invested in no characters on the show. You know how sometimes you watch a show and you're invested in the main character. Let's say The Sopranos or Breaking Bad. You're invested into the character. There's no characters you can invest in. I mean, it is absolutely horrible. I mean, and even for the kids, I even have my son. He's a huge WWE fan. There's not even anybody for the kids to invest in nowadays.
I love that you said all that right now. I was just thinking about it. I was going to bring it up as a point, as like, it feeds to your point, Joe, you said a minute ago, like eventually everything's going to die off because it's not just about the money. Like even the kids, it's all casual fans and kids and shit. And even they're going to go, oh, this is kind of boring. I don't care anymore. They're not going to hate it like we do because they're not passionate about it, but they're going to stop watching.
They'll just stop. Well, that's already happened.
There's nobody for the kids. There's nobody for us. There's nobody for anybody. And they're trying to cover all dynamics, and in doing so, they're losing all the dynamics.
In 70% of the shows, 70% of the shows, when you look out in the crowd, mostly it's 18 and above year olds. It's not kids. It's 18 and above year olds, because the younger kids aren't showing up like they used to. It used to be like during Cena. That's why they turned everything.
Right. At least they had Cena. You know what I mean? Now you don't even have nobody.
Yeah,
and then
he's
us
done.
Growing up, Joe, you know, we had the Ultimate Warrior. We had good characters to root for. You know what I mean? Nowadays, we don't have anybody.
Right, I agree.
I take some Cena right now over this shit.
Right now, what it is
I would too.
They're
you know, that's pretty bad when you can take some Cena.
I know, like I would take Cena now too. That's so weird because I spent years like I don't want to watch until Cena's gone, and now he's gone, and it's like, well, this is even worse.
And it's like, please come back and do a match.
Yeah, please come back, save us again, Cena. Come on.
But it's not. I don't even think, because I never even liked him that much. But at least he had something, with the kids or whatever.
Or at least you could boo, something that you cared about, like to boo at least.
Listen, I got to grab something real quick. I'm gonna grab myself a water, and then we'll come back with 704. 704. Hang on the phone a minute, and Jake, continue on, man. We'll talk. I'll talk to 704 in a second.
Yeah, I mean, we had Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler next versus the B team. So Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas, they come out. This is for the Raw Tag Team titles. Honestly, fuck the Revival, because they never got their, tag title match in the first place. Certainly not getting, their shot. They're just being skipped over and ignored entirely, because now we're going to see Drew and Dolph go against 2/3 of the Shield, which I guess isn't the Shield, as we'll discuss later on. But crap match, really just boring. They got the Claymore kick and zigzag combo for the finisher. It was about a little less than 9 minutes long. It wasn't good. And then you see, again, like we said, 2/3 of the Shield come out. They start to attack them, and it just, I don't know. It just lacked any real feeling at this point. So we see Dean and Seth in the ring starting to clear house. They work over Drew and Dolph briefly, and Rollins sets up for the curb stomp, but McIntyre pulls on the ringside, and they take off backstage. So, this is where Joe was saying before, you hear the broadcast team saying, what's going to happen, Corbin? What you going to do? That kind of shit. Backstage, we see, next we see Mick Foley come out, I believe. Yeah, they go ahead and they play the video package of Foley's Hell in a Cell match against The Undertaker. They recap this with the same promo package we've seen a dozen times before, with all the superstars saying how much of an amazing moment it was then to see. I mean, it is legendary, don't get me wrong, but we've seen this video package dozens of times. It's an insane bump. Hearing JR call it the way he does still gives me, goosebumps, but it's just,
how many times can you beat a dead horse?
Yeah, that's really the problem here. So, especially when you hear Terry Funk and Shawn Michaels and, all these people come up over and over again. I know it's the 20th anniversary, but Kevin Owens
starts... One thing I like about it is, like, the only positive I look at it when I see that shit is like, well, at least all these guys are getting paid right now. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm like, at least they got paid for doing this shit. That's about all. But I don't take away, like, I'm not like, oh, what a great fucking, like, piece or whatever. I'm like, I don't care. But I'm just glad everyone got a paycheck, basically.
I don't want to say it's old news because it is so legendary. Yeah, it's so legendary and epic.
It is.
But
it's great, but you don't have to keep bringing it up. Like, make new legendary moments.
Exactly. So, Owens makes his entrance, and this is where they go right into the recap of Owens attacking Lashley last week, and then they go right into a commercial. Nothing happened, just straight into a commercial. Then they come back, and I was confused. I'm like, I thought maybe I skipped ahead or something, because we have backstage, Corbin's talking to Rollins and Ambrose, and he's saying, I have no choice but for them to be arrested. And they said that, oh, well, you banned the Shield, but we're not the Shield. The Shield's probably down drinking on Bourbon Street. It's all a matter of semantics, but it was just, this is the kind of bullshit I'm talking about that is just so frigging infuriating. So now, because they're not with Roman, they're not the Shield. Yes, they're not the full Shield, but you're still the Shield. I understand what they're trying to argue there, but it's fucking ridiculous. Then they bring out a sheriff, and he starts to read Baron Corbin his rights. Corbin says if him and Rollins can speak in private, and Rollins says hold on to the officer, the sheriff, and they stop arresting Baron Corbin. The cop walks in the other room and with Ambrose, and this is where we find out that we're going to have a match at Hell in a Cell for the tag team titles. So, it was anything but triumphant. It was just very, lackluster and rudimentary. It was just boring, predictable, and made no sense. Now they cut back to the ring.
You told people don't watch Raw on Mondays. Watch Monday Night Football instead.
Yeah, and just wait for the the pay-per-view, the live event,
dude.
So Tyler Breeze is making his way out to the ring, and I'm like, oh wait, Kevin Owens was in the ring. I'm not dreaming. This was a stupid shit, 30-second match. And Owens gets on the mic, says, my job is to do whatever I want. We covered that before. Really shitty explanation as to why he's doing any of the things that he's doing. Made no sense, saying that, we still don't understand why he's teaming or at least siding with Braun and trying to help them. It's mind-numbingly just awful to have to deal with this shit. So I don't know why they didn't just have, like, Owens get ordered to do these kind of things or something, like, instead of having him say that.
Somebody made a great point. Somebody made a great point in the chat earlier. I wish I could remember who it was, give him credit, but somebody said he got amnesia after he got thrown off the cage, and I was like, wow, like you could have done something great. You could have done something amazing with that, where like Owens is like doesn't even remember ever being attacked by Braun, or I don't know, but it's all stupid anyway. Anyway, let's go to the caller because I find this interesting. You're putting me to sleep talking about Raw right now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Like literally, like I'm having flashbacks of being on the couch ready to pass out.
That's the problem.
It's a horrible show. 704, what's up?
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
I'm not doing good because I wanted to be really hyper and hyped for my show tonight, and I've been put to sleep. I'm actually coming out of it now, though. The coffee's kicking me out of it now.
Good, good. All right, so the reason why I gave it a 5 out of 10 is this. So I realized when the Bella Twins walked into their room and their shit was trashed, I think one of the Riot Squad members, if you look down on the floor, one of the Bella Twins' phones were totally smashed. So I think, because it was Nikki who had the match. So I think it was her phone. Like, one of them must have stepped on it, and you got a quick glimpse at it. The next part that I saw that I thought was cool was Mick Foley, legend. Cool. And I enjoyed it because Monday Night Football honestly sucked tonight. So that's just why I would give it a 5 out of 10. But honestly, any other day, if there was a better game, I would have probably given it a 1.5 out of 10. But
wait a second, dude. You're like on drugs or something. So you're saying Raw was a 5 out of 10 because
of Monday Night Football?
Because somebody's phone might have been broken in the locker room, and because Mick Foley was there, I guess, and because Monday Night Football wasn't good. Those are the 3 reasons why Raw was a 5 out of 10 for you. Like, are you raw-tarded?
I know you said Roman's, fucking everybody up, with the axe handles, Ronda's match, and Mick Foley.
Ronda had the best match, right? Because that was kind of all right. Like Ronda was the best thing.
Unsurprisingly, Ronda again has the best moment of the night. She's pretty much surprised everybody at Mania. We got to see her. Shockingly, a lot of people shit on her and didn't really give her a chance, and then she ended up surprising everybody, which says a lot about how bad Mania was. But since then, anything she's been involved in has been overly, for the most part, satisfying and entertaining. So
yeah, top 5 worst WrestleMania was this year. Last year's WrestleMania top 5 worst.
I found it really shocking when Alexa Bliss smacked Ronda straight in the face. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, I don't know, 5 out of 10 isn't even that good anyway. So I get you. I could say, all right, I could see maybe, but the examples, I just don't get how it even gets to a 5. But I appreciate the call, man. Good stuff. I don't know if the examples are that good, but I get what you're saying. But I'm
honestly, the funny thing is they're counting on people to give.
Yeah, they're counting on people to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let me
for shit that it doesn't even have to do with their show.
Let me take 985's call because his phone is all crappy, so I want to get him first. 985, what's up?
What's up, Joe? How's it going, man? It's Fire Monkey. Haven't talked to you in a while, brother.
Oh, damn, man. What's up? Yeah, how you been?
He was there tonight, actually. He was in the second row.
You were there,
so
yeah, that's why.
Good shit to tell us.
Oh, shit.
Second fucking row. So, number one, I did one thing for you. Fucking when Mike Bennett got jobbed out in the beginning, it goes dark, and I'm all like, I love you, Mike. And he's like, I fucking love you, too, and then, walks off. Best part of the fucking night.
That's funny.
But, dude, so what's crazy is the refs were, they kept touching their ear, and if you notice, they'd walk over to, the Bellas, or they'd walk over to Ronda, or they'd walk over to Bo, and get them to get chants started when the crowd started taking over the show, dude. It was fucking so weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you go back and watch Raw,
yeah.
And you can watch the refs touch their ear, and they'll walk over to whoever's the face and get them to start getting chants, dude. I was all like, are they really resulting to this? And apparently they fucking are, man.
Yeah,
because horrible. I noticed it at one point. Who was it? There was somebody in the ring. Oh, the B team was in the ring, and we saw Bo Dallas go ahead, and the ref walked over to him, and then he started doing the B team, go, go, go chant over and over again. But that's while the crowd was chanting. So
that's they started changing. They would start the lead chant, and then we start doing it, or they would start doing Michael McGillicuddy's chant. They would start doing it, or they would go Drew Galloway chant. Anything that would take away from the show, they would just walk over and kill it. And they were screaming for the other people. I forgot who the Bellas went against. That's how forgettable it was. We saw Ruby Wyatt. We were getting a Ruby chant. And they're all like, yeah, chant for Nikki. And it's all like, no, motherfuckers, we're chanting for fucking Ruby. Fuck you, And then Reba started a little chant. I was like, fuck this, dude. The tickets were free. A friend let me go, but I was all like, man, they're really resulting in this. I couldn't imagine what they would do if Roman walked out, Jesus.
Yeah.
That is,
so
I've seen them doing that.
The audience's hand.
I've seen them at other shows do that. The other thing they do is they'll direct the crowd behind everything. They'll get into everybody. If you're causing some kind of contradiction or issue, like they'll remove you or ask you to whatever. Okay, come sit over here instead, or hey, don't do that. It's really weird. Like the whole thing is very strict. It's awful, dude. It's like it's the most corporate of corporate stuff going on.
I watched an older Raw, and it's amazing to see, like, every inch there was a sign. People couldn't even see half the time because there were so many signs there, and the crowd couldn't even hear the promos live because the reaction, the boos, the cheers, all that was so loud that Mr. McMahon's voice couldn't be heard. And now it's like pin drop quiet.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. And not to mention, like on the hard side, man, like there was literally nobody in those seats. I tried to get a good picture of it, but it was just so fucking dark I couldn't get it. But literally, it was all blocked out. And there's a third tier to the fucking the Smoothie King Center, and there was nobody in there. Like when I went there for NXT, that whole place was filled, dude. For like Raw, the third tier was closed. There was barely people on that backside. I was all like, this is bad, bro. And I've been going to Raws there for 10, 15 years, and this is literally the worst. Like, even Raw at WrestleMania was lit. Like, there's like just no one gives a fuck, and it was just, you could tell, dude, the crowd was just not into it, and I'm all like, fuck me, man. Like, why am I here? I mean, I had nothing else to do, but fuck, it was horrible, dude. Like 2.5 out of 10, just because I got to yell at Mike Bennett and he told me he loved me. That's about it.
That's funny. I'll have to message him later. I'll be like, hey, I was there, told you to love me. No, just make it up.
I did. I tweeted at him. I was all like, I meant it, bro, and I think he meant it back when he said it to me. And then also, when the backstage section was going on with Strowman, I yelled at Finn because he was in the ring, and I was all like, you're still way more fucking raw than he is. And he's all like, it's the truth. Like, dude, the whole crowd was laughing. Like, oh, dude, we were just so drunk and screaming at people. Fuck it, man. What are you else going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
that's oh my God,
we're being invaded. Watch out, headphone users.
Yo, you just got attacked by the government.
Getting abducted.
Yeah, you've been abducted. Yeah.
What was that, dude?
WWE fucking heard me talking shit.
They heard you and they're coming to find you.
WWE's isolating his phone call. You're gonna be murdered.
That was like a dial-up abduction, but that's okay.
That was weird, man. That was his phone too. That was bizarre. Okay, what was it? You were gonna say something else? Like, do you remember?
Oh yeah, the last thing was just like, okay, see, I was talking about how like it was so long in between the Kevin Owens section and the fucking promo and all this shit. Like Kevin Owens, like they walked over, told him, like they gave the sign like, hey, you're gonna do this, and then cut a promo. They gave him the mic thing, and he's like, all right.
Yeah.
Then he just sits on the ring on the top rope and just does nothing forever, dude. Like just sits up there with his head down. Like he looked so fucking miserable. Like he didn't want to fucking be there. Like I was all like, you took one of the best performers, a great Universal Champion, because he's been the best because he's the only one that did anything with the fucking belt, and you literally just turned him into a fucking joke. He fucking his face healed like whatever the fuck he is. Like, dude, it was just so bad. He looked so miserable. Like, I literally felt bad for him. Like, it was that bad.
Yeah, I hope someday allegations come out about the Big Show and some of those kids. You know what I mean? And I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
I'll be your superhero.
Okay, sweetheart, get ready for the cook.
Every time I see those kids, I think they think he's fucking. Yeah, every time I see those kids, I think he's like Captain Insano because he's in Louisiana. With the fucking waterfall.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
I'm Captain Insano. Dude, the Big Show did an amazing job of announcing those kids tonight. That was great. Like, he was like...
The crowd could have been a little more receptive for the kids.
Yeah, the crowd didn't even care. The poor little kids. Like, it was amazing.
Well,
but...
What it was they brought the kids out super early, so everybody was, like, cheering.
Yeah.
And, like, everybody was all pumped up, and then they just went to commercial. And I was all like, so it was just gone.
So they made them sit there and wait.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Exactly.
See, that's stupid to
they've
do.
got no timing anymore with that
Yeah.
shit.
And that's their fault then. You make them stare at the kids on the stage for 4 minutes waiting for something. Like, you're there for wrestling. Granted, you can give the kids a good reaction, but you kill it when you make them just wait for a commercial break.
Yeah,
or
man,
pump them up. They used to pump us up during the commercial on the old back in the day.
Now it's garbage.
And it does have a weird exploitative feel to it too. Like Daniel made a joke in the chat saying, "We'll exploit cancer kids as long as you pay us." And it as much as you're kidding around, like it does kind of feel that way sometimes. Like some of the things they do are like, oh wow, that's so nice, the Make-A-Wish stuff and all that. But why do it and always have to bring attention to it? Like when you did the entrances for the kids on the private show, where they let them all come out down the ramp with their own like makeup and theme music and stuff. They didn't need to air that. That should have just been for them, you know?
Oh, shit.
It took away from the whole effect. It's like
Yeah.
we've already been introduced to them, and you're doing it again. It was just terrible, man. But I'm going to keep y'all, man. I'm on the way home.
All right.
Yeah, I'm on the way home. I just want to call in and just, like give you, like, a little backside of what happened. Because, man, like, the fact that they're going to go after the fucking faces and like, let us not hijack the show. I mean, fuck you, dude. Like, I'm there to chant whatever I want. I pay my fucking money. Well, in this case, I didn't for the one.
That's right.
I'm going to yell what the fuck I want to fucking yell, dude. You know, like, fuck that bullshit. I did yell it. I don't know if it came on the screen, but Rockstar was calling for them to, like, kick those cruiserweights' ass. And I'm like, you're the fucking GM, you piece of shit. And, dude, the whole crowd started laughing, so. Yeah, good night, though, man. It was fun, but fucking 3 out of 10, fuck Raw.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
all
there.
I gotta say.
Thank you for calling, man. That was good shit.
Yeah, live. 3 out of 10 live.
That was
And
awesome.
you notice there were so many more children there, too. I'm sure you saw that live. There was so many kids and families there. Like, it was overly abundant of them showing the children in attendance tonight.
Yeah, it's a very family area and situation there. It's you know, but it was garbage anyway. So at least, you know, it's some of these times where they do something really cool or epic, and they're in some place that's horrible like that, and then you're like, what a waste, because these people don't even know. And at least tonight, nothing really happened. So anyway, so fuck it. Tommy NC, what's up, bro?
Not much. I have to agree with you, Joe. Raw did suck. I do like Foley's part, you know, like that, talking about the Hell in the Cell, about the grit, and I do like the fact
For the
that
1,000th time, for the 1,000th time they bring Mick Foley out during a Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. Somebody go splice together all the Mick Foleys showing up before the Hell in the Cell to be like, you don't know what it's going to do to your body.
Don't you know how dangerous this is?
Old school pay-per-view, all the original guys like just going up against each other, old age, and see how those would go, how it would turn out.
What, Jesse? You got broken up.
Oh, I said, yeah, just put Tim White out there and fucking.
Yeah, he can kill Tim White like in the crowd. It
Kevin
was
Nash and some other people.
so bad, dude.
I don't know. Fuck that whole fucking thing. This is gonna be. I can already tell because it's a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. That's gonna be a shitty pay-per-view because.
Well, you know, they have Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell, and then what's the other Hell in a Cell match?
The tag match, and then is Roman and Brock. Roman
the
and
tag
Brock.
match is inside of the cell.
I thought they said that, and then Roman and Brock are in there.
I know Roman and Braun. Yeah, they're in there.
Braun, yeah, sorry.
And
yeah, okay.
I don't know if the tag match is in, but Becky and Charlotte were going at each other on Twitter before, because Charlotte said, you know, every time I step to the ropes, I see a challenge, and Becky Lynch said, Charlotte, you tweet like an android, and I thought that was friggin' hilarious. The fact that she called her a robot just killed me. And Becky said, so you want to Charlotte said, do you want to settle this in a cell? I'm going to make one thing very clear. In a regular match, I let go of your leg after you tap. In a cell, I let go when I want to. Either way, this ends the same way, with you wondering what could have been as you limp away. So I think they're going to have their match inside Hell in a Cell as well. So that's 2 definite, 3 possible. I don't see the tag match listed.
I was going to say, if a tag match was in there, what's the rules then? Like, is it elimination?
I guess there's not a tag match. I don't know why I thought I heard people saying that
I thought
earlier.
it was 2 with the Shield, 2/3 of the Shield taking on Dolph and...
Yeah, I thought I heard that.
I guess not.
You know, sometimes I just wish WWE would let their superstars just free tweet and say what they want to, and their tweets, and stop being so PG on Twitter.
Yeah, but then they have a shitstorm like Randy Orton calling out,
hasn't gone well.
You know, people and you end up with stuff like that.
What they need to be able to do is
Jack tweets.
They need to be able to say whatever they want, like for the most part, on the show. That's the problem. They do tweet out a lot of what they want, and they even say what they want a little bit. It looks like on the mixed match challenge thing, but
yeah,
as far as
we've
on
seen Nia
Raw,
Jax and people like that attack people in reverse, like, you know, bully backwards kind of stuff.
As much as I hate this person, he said that as stuff he tried to tweet out, WWE would contact him and be like, you need to take that tweet down. And you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Punk.
Right.
Because he used to tweet out some stuff back in the day, and they would tell him to take it down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, you know, they see people tweeting like crazy shit. Now there's whole policies. Now you you go through like a seminar. Like, if you get there, like, you go through a seminar, like, not being baited on Twitter and
Publicly
writing something that will embarrass the company or get you fired or whatever the case is. So there's all kinds of shit on that. We're going to go back to the donations in a minute. But Tommy, what'd you think? What'd you give Raw tonight and whatever else? You're in Carolina, but I guess you're west enough that you're not going to be murdered by the hurricane at least, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna get some rains, probably some floods and stuff like that. But probably nothing too insane. But always here, always floods. It always floods here, like in Asheville, and because there's a big river, and it always looks like Katrina hit Asheville, but really it's just the river's just completely flood, and if you see pictures of it, it's insane.
Well, if Katrina hits Nashville, we'll see if they save any of the white people this time. Tommy, thanks, man, for the call, man. I'll talk to you. Our Honestly podcast. It's an hour-long, great podcast available on Patreon right now, episode 3. Tommy was great in it. He took his pants off, right, Tommy?
Yeah, I took my pants out, and Joe was just drooling.
All right, well, Tommy NC 2010, thanks for the call. Let's go to, before we go back to the donations, let's go to Joe Compton. What's up, Joe?
I was thinking about something when I heard that Mick Foley was going to be the ref inside the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
There's at least going to be one match that has color in it. Because what happened last time Foley was ref inside Hell in a Cell?
Right. That's a good point, because then they got the referee and he can hand them something. I mean, maybe. Maybe that's what... Who is he? He's the ref in the what match? Which one? Braun and Roman?
Yeah, Braun and Roman.
You got to have color in a fucking Hell in a Cell somewhere.
Imagine that because Roman won't do anything like that, so they throw Mick off the cell.
That's what a lot of people said. They're going to have Mick, so they're going to have him take a bump from Braun to make him more of a heel.
I can't even believe they would ever do that. Mick would die at this point. He's
not
too
off
old.
the cell, but imagine if I bet you Mick's going to get hurt.
Yeah, probably going to have...
Dude, he would take a fucking step bump like you wouldn't believe still. Like, he would.
I was concerned...
I'm sure.
At Summer Showdown last year, I was concerned about Foley walking. I was like, man,
yeah, just hobbling around.
He's got a new hip, Vince. It'll be fine.
By the way, if I gotta say one more thing, I gotta remind everybody: if you're in Massachusetts or if you're in New England or whatever, in Lowell, Massachusetts, this weekend, Friday and Saturday, Lowell, Mass, I believe is Friday, and then Brockton is Saturday. Super show Summer Showdown is happening. I'm thinking of Super Show, the WWE. It's too many fucking S's.
Yeah.
But Top Rope Promotions, the NWO is here. Kevin Nash, X-Pac, Scott Hall, and a whole bunch of other guys like Tony Atlas and a bunch of shit. It's all going down in Lowell and in Brockton this weekend. Some tickets are still available. There's even a couple front rowers that are available. Meet and greet. They're signing shit. Hundreds of people are going to be there. It's going to be nuts. Check out Top Rope Promotions on Facebook, especially if you're in Massachusetts. Come hang out, man. I'm going to be there. I'm probably going to be on commentary and doing some other things. So come hang out with me in the NWO and meet the guys, and we'll have a good goddamn time. And it's the biggest show for Top Rope Promotions of the year. So go get the tickets if you didn't know about it. Lowell, Mass, and Brockton, Mass. So bring a bulletproof vest. But, Joe, what else did you want to say?
That was all I really had. I just want to see your thoughts on there being color in that Hell in a Cell.
All right, yeah.
match.
So going back to the color thing, I wish there was something but I'm almost over it. I'm almost like that doesn't happen. Like they can't do it right. Like I wasn't even that happy with Cody's at all in because it was like he had to sit under the table and go under the table and do it to his head and then come out, and he didn't do it right the first time, so then he went back down under there to do it. And it was early on in the match in a weird way, I thought. Dallas brought it out and gave it to him. So I even, that wasn't executed the best, but I wish they would do something crazy like that. But they might, because they'll do anything for Roman, right? So if they were going to do it, they're certainly not going to want to do it in one of the other matches. They're going to want to do it in Roman's match. So, that's where they would do it. I don't know what they'll do.
That was it.
All right, well, I hope they do something because otherwise it's going to be boring anyway. So maybe, maybe it'll be good. Thanks, Joe. Renegade.
We got the Raw Tag Team titles are on the line, but that's such an odd thing because Seth's the IC champion.
Oh, okay, so that's what I'm thinking is that the titles are on the line. There wasn't a match, but
they're not Hell in a Cell, at least not yet. We have Jeff and Randy, Hell in a Cell, Daniel Bryan and Brie versus The Miz and Maurice, Charlotte and Becky, which is now possibly Hell in a Cell match, Ronda versus Alexa for the Raw Women's Championship, AJ and Samoa Joe for the WWE title, and then Roman versus Braun with Mick Foley as the special guest ref, and that's the Hell in a Cell match for the Universal Championship. So there's
Jesus.
7 matches all in all. I don't know. I don't see color happening, really. Probably not, unless it happens in the main event, but even then, with Roman and Braun, I'm not so sure. They'll probably just have some big spot happen.
Wouldn't they just have Mick do it?
And that's what I'm thinking. If they're going to have anybody bleed, it would probably be Mick, but...
Imagine Mick Foley just a bloody mess for no reason. Like, there he goes again, and he goes through the cage. I expect, if that's the main event, that they'll do something where, you know, Mick Foley will get thrown through the cage and to the outside, and then they'll end up on the tables, and maybe Roman will end up climbing halfway up the cell and jump off through Braun on top of a table. I could see that maybe happening. I don't know. I almost don't care at all. I don't care. I don't like Hell in a Cell pay-per-view because I don't like the theme of the pay-per-view. Just have Hell in a Cell randomly when it's needed. Don't have Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. That's dumb. That's lame to me. I don't like it. Let's drop in some... Let's get some more donations here. Let's see what's up.
Super Chat Party.
WHO wants to walk with the Seahawks.
Who wants to walk with the Seahawks? I know the Patriots walked away with their championship a few years back. William Jones, thanks for the $3.99 though, man. I like the Seahawks colors. I've been down with those. Guys, get your Raw Tarded shirt. The Raw Tarded shirt. It's available on my Teespring site, and we've been messaging about it all night. Here's the link to the Teesprings. I'm putting it in the chat right now, so there's the link. It's in the chat for you. If you need it, there's the link. I spam the Christ out of it. Spam the Christ out of it.
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, man. I got everyone's fucking addresses, man.
Get these donations.
2018, WWE is so terrible. Jesus Christ needs to come back and put a boot up Vince's ass, or in this case, a sandal.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. This is the worst year of wrestling like I can remember. One of the worst years of the week-to-week shows. The least interested. I was even more interested when in '95. You know, when it was like Shawn and Bret Hart and Diesel and, you know, stuff like that. I was Razor. I was more interested then. And that was a downtime and a time when, you know, you could tell they weren't selling out the way they used to. I was way more invested then even than now. And the wrestling wasn't as good as now, but it felt much more impactful then. Like, it's crazy how terrible it is right now. It's really bad. Thank you, Scotty. Oh, shit.
Oh, here we go.
This is what it's like to watch Monday night. Oh, what the hell am I staring at? What the fuck? Oh, Vince McMahon, you're killing me. Vince McMahon, this wrestling give me a disease. Oh, Monday Night Raw sucks. Oh, SmackDown Live also sucks. And oh, if they call someone up from NXT, I know they're gonna get really bad quickly. Oh, I wanna die. Wrestling die. I wanna die. Every Monday night.
I can't be the only one who laughed at that segment with Ambrose and the police officer. Otherwise, this show is rather drab as always.
You know, I didn't really understand what was going on there. It was kind of funny when he was saying, like, could have just searched the car or whatever. I didn't even really understand. I think I'd come back from, like, grabbing a drink at that point and was like, what the hell's going on? Narb Spackaho, thank you for the $15 Raw Super Chat, I believe. I love you. Thank you, Narb. Shit, there's a couple more donations I didn't realize are coming through, so we'll get to those. Let's let those play, and then we'll get to phone calls again. But I want to let these come in because I don't want to be here all night. All night. We want to get it going.
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, man. I got everyone's fucking addresses, man.
Vince McMahon Sr. is rolling in his grave after seeing what his son has did to his company in 2018.
he'd probably be, I don't know, man. He'd probably be pretty impressed with what Vince did at certain points, but also be like confused at other points too. But you really can't even compare it. I mean, he dominated. Vince did something crazy.
Saw like with like the kayfabe shit situation. Now that he'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, the kayfabe, yeah, that would probably blow his head off.
Yeah, he'd be
like,
livid.
"What the hell is going on?"
Yeah, that would make his head explode, I think. So, Scotty, thank you for the $5 donation. We got about. Let me play one more, and then we'll go back to calls real quick, and we'll see what else we got to do here on this Raw review. Bablu Kumar Decker, thank you very much for subbing to the channel. What's up, man? I probably butchered your name, but I'm sorry. Generated, what's up?
What's up, guys?
Want to get raw tarded? Who wants to get?
Besides me having bronchitis, it's been fine with me.
I feel like everybody has that. Like that's what Leo kind of.
Well, I got checked. See, I got checked in at the hospital with me and my sister, and they were like, "Oh, so you don't have bronchitis, but you have some kind of thing of bronchitis." It's so weird. So
the fuck are you? What is that then? But anyway, go ahead.
Some like respiratory throat thing. I don't know. Also, do you not notice that I'm wearing my Browns hat and I got the camera working again finally because Skype is not being a piece of shit.
Well, you know what's weird is I like lost it on my Patreon because I was talking a little bit about football. People wanted me to talk about football, so I just started cracking up, man. At the Browns, man, I started laughing my ass off.
You have to admit our defense was really, really good.
First game of the season. You don't win.
But still,
who would have thought? Like, are they gonna win? Are the Browns finally gonna win? No, but they didn't lose. They tied, and I don't know what's funnier. I don't know what's funnier. I don't know if it's funnier that they started the season with a tie, or that the Steelers didn't beat them. I don't know which one is funnier.
I'll tell you right now. I was with a few people in the game.
I don't understand how that works. Like, how do you let a tie happen? They should never let it end, with a fucking tied score.
Dude, I'm dying, dude, because who else would tie at the beginning of this? So here's my opinion on that. I talked about this on Patreon, but my theory is, because I knew the Browns were going to bring it, right? You knew the Browns, like any new people on the team were going to be like, fuck no, that team last year ain't us. And and the people that are there want to prove something, and they're just losing it. They're going to play the hardest game. This is going to be the hardest played first game of the season. Like I even said, you almost don't want to play them the first game because they're going to bring their hardest effort the first game, right?
Dude, our defense was basically that. Our offense was god awful except for a few plays with Josh Gordon.
Your defense gave up 3 touchdowns.
Besides that, though, Joe, look how many times, Joe, I'm just saying, look at, we never bring pressure to Ben Roethlisberger. We never have him turning over the ball this much.
Yeah.
You have to admit, out of all the games I've seen the Browns play, out of all the eras I've seen them play, you have to admit, what in the hell happened to Ben?
I don't really admit anything. It was one game and they tied. Like there's nothing I'm telling you. Next week is the real question. Next week and the week after that. The week after that and next week. Those are the questions. Because New Orleans lost. So now you're going up against a team that's lost and you've tied, and New Orleans don't want to lose to the Browns. And I think Pittsburgh will end up better than obviously the Browns at the end of the season. So Pittsburgh unfortunately wasn't quite, you know what I mean? They had to contend with a team that played, I believe that will be the toughest game the Browns play anybody all year, probably.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. But, Joe, let me tell you something. I was in a room with a lot of my relatives and my brother watching the game.
And you guys are all naked.
You always have to bring some kind of fucked up thing with my stories, Joe. No,
you're right.
He's just speaking the truth.
I have to because they're boring.
Everyone was like, as soon as they said it was a tie, as soon as CBS said the Browns and the Steelers tie, this is the whole crowd.
We couldn't know what the fuck to do,
and we couldn't lose. So
yeah, I mean, dude,
who would have bet on that? Vegas must have been rolling.
Yeah, but besides that, this is how much I hated Raw because I'm talking about my brownies. But besides that, brownies. I can't talk. I
racist.
Raw was fucking abysmal. I literally turned off Raw again during the Bellas match because I had a scare that one of them was going to break their necks. And I was like, fuck this. I'm not giving my 80% of my rating or viewership towards this bullshit. Just, and then you had the audacity to nerf Braun in some capacity. Notice how usually when Braun takes the Superman punch back then, or even that Samoan drop spot, he would just get up like nothing. And now tonight, Jake, I tweeted this to you and Joe. You guys can probably pull it up or not, depending on your idea. Braun looked like he got shot with a shotgun in the chest after Raw went off the air. Are they nerfing Braun?
Oh, anybody. It doesn't matter. If you're taking a Superman punch, you're like, that's the most devastating move there can be. So you have to take that.
But it never looked like
he even cocks it like a shotgun, okay?
He never...
I don't mind somebody selling it either, by the way. I don't mind that. I don't.
No, because if it looks good, it'll look good. It works well.
I don't mind
it's still...
I get your point, guys, but, you know, it just pisses me off when back then Braun would just be like, oh, I got punched. Oh, back up, like nothing happened.
If you want to compare it, not only could you compare it to Braun at the beginning, because he did seem like he was so super powered, but compare it to Brock Lesnar too, because Brock will take one and he won't affect him almost, and then a second one will make him like fall into the ropes, but he don't go down, and a third one might take down Brock. So that's how they've sort of built that up. So, maybe you caught him. My mind is okay with that because I can like suspend disbelief into thinking like, oh, you know, maybe he caught him real good with that one. So like that's why this time Braun went down. But there's sometimes maybe didn't quite catch him as good. So man, Braun's really psyched up. So that really, you know, as much as I want to tear apart stuff and Roman and things like that, that part doesn't. I'm not as bothered by that. But I get that there is a change. There is a change from Braun at the beginning. They wanted to make him look very, very strong at the beginning. So that's more, to me, that's more telling that how much they had Braun built up to be a threat at the beginning versus now. So this is not as bad to me.
It's just, I don't know, to me that I try again. Every week I try to look at something positive about Raw. There's nothing these past 2 weeks. They've given me literally a plate of shit to work with. And it's just...
They gave me a plate of sleep.
I said this, Joe, in the donation. I'd rather be watching that Steelers game again. Honestly, like, I've been watching wrestling since 2007, and Raw was bad back then, at least in my opinion. But, my God, Kevin Owens comes back 1 week, and I listened to that Solid Monster thing you played.
Yeah.
And it's seriously, you could have rolled with Kevin Owens, like, being like, I hate Raw. You know, my idea was he would have been like, I hate Raw. Mm-hmm. I tried Raw. It sucked. I went to SmackDown Live, and it was even worse because I got, Shane McMahon up my ass. So how about I go back to NXT and fight for the title against Tommaso Ciampa, or at least try to do something like that. But no, they didn't roll with any of that crap. They just shoehorned him back on TV. Like, what the hell? And I'm the biggest KO fan.
Yeah, like, KO he is a mess right now. I don't know why they're doing this.
Somewhere deep inside, he has got to be in that locker room. They gave him a piece of paper with the script, and he goes, I have to do this?
I think Kevin also, we got to remember, I think he was so sick of the Indies, and he said this, that he was sick of the Indies. He was about ready to be done. That even some of the stuff that he must think, like, what the fuck? Or like, why can't I do this or that? Or like, well, man, when are they going to give me something better than this? I mean, I know he's thinking that privately, but I'm sure that he still, in the end, loves being here, and it's like, whatever. He don't care because he was so done with the Indies. Maybe he'll be done with this eventually, and he'll crave the Indies again. That could happen. Generated, I'm going to let you go, man. I didn't mean to hang up on you right away, but Generated, I'm going to let you go, dude. I left you on for a little bit because you're a Browns fan. I felt bad for you. And we'll move on. But I got to tell you, my football... Give him a
little bit of a sparing sacrifice.
Yeah, dude. My football shows and my NHL shows are going to be on... I'm going to be doing a full podcast on Patreon with football and NHL. So make sure you guys are $5 patrons. on Patreon and become one. Support my Patreon. Support the channel if you guys can do that. It would help us out. We'll get more funded. We'll have more stuff we can buy. You'll keep me going and doing these shows. Thank you to patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Everybody who's a patron, all 345 of you, you guys are keeping these shows going. What's all?
Braun Strowman. This is truly one of the worst shows on television.
I love that, man. It's killing me.
It's so good.
So I hope you guys watch the NFL show. By the way, I really do believe, saying it right here, right now, I really do think that the Eagles will definitely be in the playoffs, and I do think that the Eagles possibly are going back to the Super Bowl. I really do think that. I said that, last year. Last year I gave the Eagles a ton of praise, and I said I'm really worried about the Eagles. I fought with people, and I'm a Patriots fan, and I fought with people who were like, "Oh, dude, the Patriots have got this," and these were non-Patriots fans that said this, and I said, "What are you on drugs, dude? The Eagles are like a juggernaut," and I said that about Atlanta too. I said they're a juggernaut, like the year before when the Pats beat them, like both of those teams, like juggernauts, dude. Like they're gonna. Really, the Eagles could probably go back to the Super Bowl this year, so that's not a stupid pick. And
what about the Giants, though? They scored 5 field goals. Come on.
Well, dude, the Buccaneers ran somebody over, too. There was a lot of weird...
Giants,
Listen,
got,
I don't like the Eagles.
Jaguars are so bad.
I don't like the Eagles. I'm from New England. I'm from Boston. I don't like the Eagles, but I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at the team. Fucking, they might make it back to the Super Bowl, man. I don't know.
I don't.
I hope
think
they
you're
don't
wrong
because the
either.
people are so
I
obnoxious.
despise the Eagles almost as much as I can't stand the Cowboys, and I think you might be onto something there. So
maybe not, but they'll be in the playoffs though. So I mean, we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, that's a.
I'm going to talk about all my picks. I'm going to talk about my FanDuel picks. I'm going to talk about whatever I think about football. We'll go into that. We'll take calls. We'll have a lot of fun on Patreon. We'll probably do maybe a few of these podcasts on YouTube as well for everybody. But a lot of them will be over probably on Patreon. So that will be a lot of fun. Let us know if you want to get involved in that and call that show. Anything else on Raw that I missed or news that we're missing here, Jake, that you have seen? I'm going to look up something myself.
No, I would just going through and checking everything, and that's it.
Undertaker's on Raw next week.
Yeah, Undertaker will be there. SmackDown sounds like it's going to be pretty good. That's a plus. But I don't know if you were around before, but obviously we have the another Saudi show just like a week after the Evolution pay-per-view.
Right.
It's obviously not as much of a big deal as the Greatest Royal Rumble was, but originally there was talk that HBK would, face Undertaker one more time, and I guess they're thinking about having it at the Saudi show because that's one of the matches that the Prince was requesting, and it's a high payday for the WWE to take that show.
Oh my God!
And it might happen before Mania.
Oh my God!
But the fact that they would have them face each other anywhere that isn't WrestleMania hurts my soul. That's such a Mania through and through born feud. Like it sells itself being at WrestleMania. That's the ultimate moment.
Can you believe that we're at a point where, this guy, this is the equivalent of, my favorite maybe semi-popular rock band, reaching out to them and saying hey guys, I'd like you to play my birthday party, and they're like,
yeah,
dude, we play concerts and shit. We don't play birthday parties. Yeah, well, I want to give you guys $300,000. Okay, we'll play your birthday party. And,
yeah,
and the next thing
is $200 million. They're like,
yeah, Drake plays my birthday party. It's like
we can resurrect. I'm sure a few of the people. You want to see Vader? We'll get you Vader. You want to see Benoit?
Jesus.
We'll get you Benoit.
Vader he don't exist to them. So
it was somebody said to have Kane be the fake Benoit, since he played fake
my God.
But
what the fuck?
Yeah, really, it's just who did the Prince ask for last time?
Hulk Hogan and Macho Man or something
Yeah, Macho was on the list, and I was like, you're pulling at your collar kind of thing, but that Raw Tarted shirt is just too good. I love the JCS logo at the top too. It's subtle.
Dude, I love this shirt. I cannot wait, man. I'm telling you guys, if you're not one of the people that likes Patreon and all that other shit, or I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you don't get into that and you want to physical thing, because when you become a patron, you get a bunch of podcasts, you get a bunch of my shit. You don't just Patreon isn't like crowdfunding where it's support me, and then like you give a bunch of money for no, and then that's it, just to support. Like you get a bunch of shit on Patreon. You get tons of podcasts I do every day. You get Corrupted podcast with everybody. Morning Madness. I'm gonna do the NFL stuff. You get a bunch of shit. So for $2 a month, you get a bunch of shit. $5 a month, you get a whole bunch of shit. And other people do 10s and like get even more. But if you don't want to do that, maybe you want to get the Raw Tarded shirt that's now available on my Teespring site. If you need to get to the Raw Tarded shirt and that's too complicated for you, just go to JoeCroninShow.net. You go to JoeCroninShow.net.
I retweeted it as well, so.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, if you go there on your phone or whatever, JoeCroninShow.net, the website pops up, bam, and then you can just go down here to the shirts, like the Cronin Club shirt right here. If you click on the Cronin Club shirt, it takes you to the Teespring site. So you just go ahead and click on it. Pops up a window with the Cronin Club shit, and when you see that,
podcasts are on the $10 tier. Just saying.
Yeah, $10 tier is really where you want to go. That's how you get me and Jesse's other podcast too. But if you go to Cronin Club, Cronin Show up here, click it. This will take you to all the shirts. So you just click on that.
Shit, is that a fucking sweatshirt?
Yeah. Dude. Oh, I got a lot of sweatshirts.
Sweatshirts are really nice quality too. I mean, all the shirts are, but the sweatshirts are exceptionally nice.
You got way more shit than you did back in the day. I'm gonna have to look around.
Oh yeah, we got JCS Army.
I still drink out of the Joe Cronin Show mug from back in the day.
Oh, the old one from the the old one from
Teespring.
The
old one, yeah.
From when I had shirts. I still have shirts over there. I think you can still buy that classic shirt. It's weird. The bottle opener. I still got
that too. The bottle opener works still.
There's Drink Cronin Drink. That's an old one. Joe Cronin's got. Some of these are old. Some of these are ugly old ones. But then there's new ones. It's still Real to Joe where I'm crying on the sticker. That one's funny.
It's still real.
I mean, I saw a sweatshirt the other day. It was just plain black hoodie with I think for whatever band was on the front. And they wanted like $90 for it.
Oh.
You figure you get a really nice sweatshirt from the online store here, and it's only what, $40? How can you beat that?
Wolfpack Pussy. Then there's the alternate version of Real as Fuck with my actual middle finger on it. But then there's the Here's My Apology one over here, which is more well designed. We got the Pit of Spikes. The Pit of Spikes. Where Ryback said he wants me to die in a pit of spikes. We made a t-shirt for that. That's over here. For women, men, whatever. Spotted Dick. We even have Spotted Dick stickers and t-shirts for Monetize This. Dude, my t-shirt site has a shitload of stuff on it. As you can see, tons of shit here. We even got the old Monetize This Queen Leah t-shirt and a bunch of other shit. So the Leah mugs, the Leah shirts, those have sold really well. Corrupted Podcast, the original Corrupted Podcast t-shirts over here. There's a lot of shirts, man. There's a lot of shit. Some of it's not available anymore, but most of this is. The Joe Cronin Show t-shirt, the championship t-shirt. That's over here with the JCS tees. All this shit obviously supports the show and what we do. The Get Off My PC t-shirt. Get off my PC. If there's a certain other podcast you don't like, maybe it's time to get off my PC. So that shirt did pretty well. By the way, somebody was like, oh, he could sue you for using his image or whatever. Oh, you mean like WWE could sue him for using their image? But here's the kicker. I use the outline of a guy I know with a hat. So it's not even him. The picture is somebody else I know with a hat. So I have the original image just in case. So it's not him either. So you couldn't because it's not him. And it says, get off my PC. So it was like, why would you be So the funny thing about that is, why would somebody be so supportive of a guy bashing WWE who uses their silhouettes to make fun of them and says, get off my TV and get off this and I hate you and garbage and stuff like that. But then, like, when you do one about him because you think he sucks, everyone gets mad. Like, what a bunch of pussies. Come on, get a fucking helmet, you retards. But the bottom line is,
especially when you consider art,
right,
when it's taken unfairly. And
by the way,
at least when you create your own.
His designer actually did steal people's cartoons.
I was just beating around the bush there. You went straight for it.
Oh yeah, remember that? Like, dude, he actually ripped somebody off. But I did defend him because he didn't realize it. But it's it's just so funny. But people are fucking stupid. Like, what the fuck? So it's one time.
Pronouns. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, you weren't there. Yeah. Cronin Club.
Basically, what's going on too? Damn it.
The artist he had took the designs of WWE superstars, like all their silhouettes and stuff, and took them from other people's work. So
it was crazy, dude. It was like identical.
They were direct
it was
ripoffs.
fucked up.
Obviously, he had no idea. He just got all this work, and he was like, "Oh, cool, it looks good." And obviously, it looked good because it was done by somebody professional, and it was taken.
It was taken. I defended him on that too because I will defend what's right. It's he didn't know. You know, people were saying he was a thief and stuff like that. I was like, no, he did not know that his and you know, oh, it's your job to know if you're. No, it isn't. You don't know. I mean, you don't really know. What's he going to do?
No, you hire a graphic artist to make graphics.
Yeah, I hired someone to make me graphics. How am I supposed to investigate and find a... You know, it's the same reason I don't blame WWE in a way for them ripping off my idea about Cesaro. Okay, some low-handed writer heard what I said, did it, and then took credit for it. WWE couldn't find my show where I had 5,000 views, where I mentioned it in the middle of a 2-hour video, so I don't blame them. You know, I blame the writer who ripped me off. Just like it wasn't Hit JD's fault. How was he supposed to scour the internet to find out somehow that this small-time graphic design person was ripped off? You know, he don't know. So I defend him on that, but don't come after me saying like I did something when he does the same thing. But anyway, it was a joke. Anyway, it's over it. Anyway, he knows about it. We're laughing about it now. It's all funny, but still you can buy it. Cronin Club. There's the Cronin Club T-shirts and shit. Monetize this. The nice new JCS. Own a part of history because you'll never see it again. The JCS veteran monetize this T-shirt. Women, men. The out of nowhere T-shirt. This is war out of nowhere. That's over here. Man, we're going through the whole goddamn catalog. There's so much shit here. There's even tights with JCS on it. You can be a wrestler with the tights. Die Roman Die. That's a nice T-shirt. Die Roman Die. Die Roman Die sweatshirt. Women's tee, men's tee, stickers. The monetize this classic logo. That's
since
still
you already
here.
reached the minimum that they needed to print these items out, obviously, it'll go live in just about 3 days time, a little less than 3 days. And the thing is, it ships pretty quickly too because I've gotten stuff from the site, and Teespring's really good. The shipping is I think $3.99 roughly,
right?
And then every additional item you get is only $2 more for shipping. So you're spending $4 for shipping, and like I said, the hoodie is $40. How can you beat that, honestly?
And believe it or not, I don't know if these are still available. Let me click it and see. Yeah, it says campaign has ended, but I can bring some of these back. If you request it of me, just make sure you request it of me. I can get these back.
There's enough interest,
Dude, F Tommy's Corpse.
To be sold for them to.
We sold I have it set up so basically you can just buy right now for the most part.
Oh, nice.
But some of them are that way though. But this campaign has ended. This is gone, but you can request it. But F Tommy's Corpse, dude, I sold 20 of these shirts with the bloody fedora. People love that one. Who were mad at Tommy. And I don't know, man. I think I went through everything. I think we really hoard out my merch tonight. I don't usually do that, so I figured I might as well let people know how much shit there is on here if they want to have some fun. The stupid man punch is over here.
You know what one of my favorites was the raid shirt, the raid on third day, apology Friday.
Oh yeah, that was funny. People might not even know what it means now, but
no, but that was so good then.
Anyway, that's it, man. I think I hoard out everything, but of course available on there right now.
You hoard me out.
I will whore you out, dude. I don't give a shit. I'll use you.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I'll use you. I'll use you, and I won't give a shit.
Use you and abuse you. And
I'm doing
somebody said in the chat.
Nod right now, motherfucker.
Somebody said in the chat before too, but it is true. So Louisiana follows Napoleonic law. So it's the only state in the United States that does that. They follow the French Civil Code. It was established by Napoleon in 1804, so it's not like an actual, what we follow. They follow their own type of French code.
What are you talking about?
In Louisiana, they follow Napoleonic code, so it's not like it's basically their own laws and codes that they follow from the French emperor.
What?
Yeah, I was reading up on it, and it's pretty crazy, but
aren't they a state?
They follow their own civil code.
What does that mean? Can they do that?
They have their own laws that were made up by the French emperor back in 1804.
In the whole state of Louisiana?
The whole state of Louisiana follows Napoleonic code.
Okay, well, they're a state. I guess they can do whatever. But what about when it comes to federal rules?
That I don't know, but
I doubt they got much to do with that, but states, yeah.
Yeah, their state laws are not comparable to the other, United States. It's their own. So when they said that tonight about them following, Napoleonic code, that's why. Because I was like, what the hell is Baron Corbin talking about? So
is that why Roman got to drive a car?
By the way,
follow the penal code, and things like that. But they, that's the revised criminal code.
I just want to tell the guy in the chat that just said the Patriots suck. I just want to show him this real quick.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't think the Patriots do suck. Because that looks like 5 banners to me. 5 banners in 18 years. And I think like 9 appearances in the Super Bowl. So I don't think they suck. But I think your mama sucks. And I got the stains and the bumps on my privates to prove it. Tell her to see a doctor. Sorry, lost my mind there. I'm sorry. I grew up with them losing. I'm gonna rub it in.
Yeah,
now.
right. You got to when you.
Dude, I used to cry over the Patriots in the '90s and the '80s. It was in the '90s. I didn't. '80s, I barely knew what was going on. But the '90s, I used to cry about the Patriots, dude. So I am. Oh man. I'm jizzing on it right now. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. But we're gonna do that football show. We'll talk about all the other teams and everything that's been going on around the league. Can't wait to talk about it. Probably talk a little bit about it on Morning Madness. Tons of sports stuff coming to Patreon. If you guys like this show tonight, the review, feel free to click the like button and stick the thumb directly up my ass. Get us to 200 likes. Visit my merch store. All the links down below in the description box of all the links of all the shit that I do. Become a patron tonight. We'll be shouting you guys out. We'll be doing special hangouts and live events over there. You can message me on Patreon. I always respond back to everybody. You guys are supporting the shit out of me so that we can do these shows. So thank you. And I am very close to being able to drop in and get that house and do all these other things that we've been trying to do for like 15 years. So it's pretty crazy. Let's play a couple donations and get the fuck out of here.
Fook raw, fook my crap, J by quit, fook Tommy NC2.
Fook Tommy NC, serious stroke game. Thanks for the $2 serious stroke game. What's up, bro? Tomorrow night's the Smackdown review.
ShiBUM.
Tommy, how did you get home so fast?
Oh.
I could have sworn that I seen you on Raw tonight. You were on stage with the big show.
Oh boy.
Tommy's so fake.
Still better than Raw.
Yeah, I agree. That is. It's still damn better than Raw. By the way, Thursday Night Throwdown, I do thank you for the donation. Who's that, Janetti? John Titi? John Titi.
And Janetti.
John Titi?
Titi.
Galatia HN Pontius, thanks very much for subbing to the channel. Thursday Night Throwdown returns this week, so tomorrow is the Smackdown review. Wednesday is Out of Nowhere. And Thursday Night Throwdown will return this week. Thursday night, 10 p.m. and AMTV, thank you for subbing to the channel. We'll see you guys tomorrow with more. Yep, Thursday Night Throwdown's coming back. I always love the picture in the cell phone on the Thursday Night Throwdown. It's been a while since I used that. I'll bring it back. Thursday Night Throwdown episode like 17 or 18, I think, is coming up this week. Then, of course, we have Monetize This Friday night. Kara became the Monetize This champion. I had to give the belt away, man. I defended it, and that's what happened. The Raw Tarded shirt available. And we will see you tomorrow night for the Smackdown review. Jesse, anything you want to say?
Nah, man, I'm good. When the fuck are we going to do our next After Dark?
One of these nights this week we'll do one and put it up on Patreon. After Dark, man. It would be episode 4, right?
Some shit like that, yeah.
There is light.
There is light.
Belly, you cunt.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you leave a like, share it, tell all your friends about the show if you like this, and we'll bring it on next time. Raw made me a little bit tired tonight, I'll tell you that. We'll also play some PUBG tomorrow night, so tune in for that. And if you haven't heard Morning Madness episode 111, that's available on my Patreon. That might get you some more shit if you want to listen to more of me. I'm talking about the hospital visit last night. I'm talking about stuff that went on with the Bears and the football games and other shit. It's all on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, episode 111 of Morning Madness. Download it to your phone, audio, whatever you want to do. We're out.
There's a guy on Twitter, I guess named Joe Cronin.
And he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone. You suck Joe Cronin's dick, fucking faggot. And or some various version of that.
You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
Don't forget to like, comment, and body slam that subscribe button.
This is the Epic Voice Guy, and I can honestly say, Joe Cronin is god awful, that is.
And Bolin fired him because he was such an annoying fuck. Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck, this fucking idiot gets on Twitter.
Who knows what he said?
Well, now he needs a job. I guess those gyms are expensive. I mean, you know what he should have taken? Here's another fucking uncircumcised prick and pickle liquor that I'd like to just mention. Joe Cronin. Remember, we talked to him once because he was a Star Maker Bolin had him doing his show for a little while, and Bolin fired him because Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck, this fucking idiot gets on Twitter, and I have to explain, he looks like one of those guys from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a shock jock or whatever, and somehow or another he accumulates followers, and Bolin fired him because he was such an annoying fuck.
Let me go listen to this. All right, here we go.
Gutless coward, and you need to go suck Joe Cronin. No, I did that promo, but you know what? The thing is, I did not mean a word of what I said. And the fact is that Joe Cronin can bury you anytime, any day of the week. You couldn't go up against him. You're a gutless coward, and you need to go suck Joe Cronin off, because the fact is you need to beg Joe Cronin for forgiveness. You understand that? Because Joe Cronin is what you say, all his yuppies. Treat him like a god. So basically, you need to go suck God's dick. Joe Cronin, all his little yuppies, all his hating yuppies that hate on me, you should get down on your knees and start sucking Cornette. Okay? All you do is put your lips like this and...
Oh, no way!
You suck, Cornette. You know that stuff about staying positive, and I thought about this. I'm gonna bury you, Cornette. You know what? I have your wrestling figure, but you know what? Every single time I hate Brock Lesnar, I make Brock Lesnar suplex you every night. And if he even suplex you, he'd break you, old man.
Dude, he's so gay.
So, start sucking.
You should have said he was going to stuff it up his ass. Oh my god.
And if you block me, you hate autistic people.
Oh my god.
Okay? Desperate blow.
And if you block me, you hate autistic people.
You hate autistic. You hate Hearthcurs. If you block me, you hate Hearthcurs.
This guy is talking shit to